Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns 4, bringing you the Skyward Sword Randomizer weekly once again. It's been a while since we've had that. On tracking today we have Pikachu's Love and Life, Pac-Man Power Ghost, Harmjon and KitKat. On commentary for you today are Senra and August 40th. And I'm sure they can tell us who the runners are today.
Absolutely, thank you. As mentioned, I'm August 40th, joined by Senra here for some Skyward Sword on Zelda Speedruns 4. We've got, who is it? Lepilog, Raid Spinal,
64-bit, and Floha 258.
There we go. How you doing today, Senra?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I am doing good. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day for a randomizer race. We should be getting started pretty soon here. If I'm not mistaken, these are the flags that are coming up for Speed Gaming Live.
Yes, we are currently checking some settings. We are 90% sure about them right now, but there's always something, and yeah, we are currently preparing for Speed Gaming Live.
Very nice. Super excited to see some new faces over there, and that's what brings me over here. I was one of those crazy kids. I got myself a gold Wiimote, and one of those crazy kids saying, "I think Skyward Sword's one of the best Zelda games since Ocarina of Time," and then I got promptly smacked by all my friends.
Those friends don't know what they're talking about.
I concur.
Yeah, the randomizer the runner should be doing good, I think. But, well, at least those on the restream. And yeah.
I am excited to see what kind of shenanigans the randomizer will bring to the game.
Well, we have the usual swords, dungeon items changed, like keys inside the dungeons, and the B-wheel items sometimes outside of the dungeon. And yeah, I think it's best to say what is changed when the runner start in 10 seconds.
Very cool.
And they're starting. So yeah, we are waiting for to know the first two dungeon and also the first item. And as I can see, one of them has some special model.
Yeah, it looks like Raid Spinal's got an interesting tunic going on there on the top right.
Vanilla pouch. Well, normally you would get the 4 adventure pouch places. Earth Temple and LMF. This looks like an interesting seed. But yeah, as if normally you get the 4 pouch spaces and...
So that's the
okay, what the hell is this baby seed? First shot on Olin. I'm getting all confused right now by all those things. Well, you get normally the 4 item pouches, but on this seed you.
Ooh. That's something we need there.
Songs can be a hit or miss, but a song early can mean that the scale of trial gate can be in logic, but until we get a hint or something, I doubt the runners will do something about it. And we are already seeing the first road changes. Some are going bazaar, some are going goddess statue. And harp. Okay, we also have Alden area 3. So the settings allow to start with one down pillar. So normally in the game you have 3 pillars that allow you to go to the earth, and which are locked behind those tablets. As you can,
Right.
one can see there is the Farron pillar open, the green pillar. So they're starting with the Emerald tablet as their starting tablet. But as we know in the bazaar, we have in fact the Ruby tablet.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So we have basically the two most dense starting pillars as starting pillars.
It kind of favors going to the bazaar in this seed. It's gonna benefit those 2 runners who did that?
Well, it depends on what is rare, and I haven't seen what Raid got in the cave. But as I can see, some all around. Ooh. Slingshot, not the best B-Wheel item, but it's a B-Wheel item.
I'm just thinking of the Farron Woods there. That's where you get that in vanilla. So I assume that's where most of the checks for that are unlocked?
Yeah, it unlocks just one sub-area, basically. And the quest where you would get the slingshot is out of logic, so the better B-Wheel item for Farron Woods first would have been bombs, in my opinion, but I'm not a person who made for this seed, so yeah, we will see.
I was gonna say Raid first to mount their Skyloft, but they are just going back up to the goddess statue.
Yeah, that's a normal. In the chest was for Rose Courage, so Fern Trial Gate is in logic, so there could be technically anything right now.
Yeah, still early in on the seed. Lots of love from these NPCs up here in Skyloft.
Well, I mean, Link is a village, is someone they all love and see growing up, so I can kind of understand. It's just bad for the runners because they need items, not heart pieces and heart container.
Yeah, given that you start off with, what is it, 6? Not
we
really
have
hurting for
already
health.
2 dips down Elden.
Elden Volcano, here we go.
Let's see what those 2 find there.
Yep, Flo just ever so slightly behind Raid. Oh, you don't want to get stuck like that.
It's something one can save from, but it's not favorable. Some treasure on the first check in Elden. Could be worse, could be, but it can be or be 100.
What were those?
Those the technically Beetle is also already in logics, and nobody who got slingshot checked for that.
Oh, earrings. Interesting.
Yeah, it can put Smith in logic. It's pretty out of the way in this seed because Fire Sanctuary is not in it. But experience showed those areas that are out the most are those with the most best hints in the seed, so I currently can't say what's going on because my internet thinks it's a good idea to load all the streams.
No, I don't think you're alone in that department.
But if I can trust the trackers, the Nehru mining facility is way off the hero, which means a lot of things that are needed to finish this seed are in the LMF dungeon. Something that is not that the runners don't like to see in this setting.
Looks like 64-bit has made their way into Elden Volcano. Lepalog, just a couple wing flaps away.
Well, I just reloaded the page so I can see again. But as I can see, I haven't missed a major item. I just did the check for Hamid and yeah.
Down in the Moblin pit, getting some more heart pieces.
Well, he just saved the poor Mogma from those evil bokoblins, so I can understand giving Raid some love.
That first check in there that Flo just got, what was that?
Oh, that was the Earth Temple key. You need those keys to open the Earth Temple? Well, logically open the Earth Temple. I know that those runners know a way to go around those needs. LMF could, for example, have the last key to it, which makes the dungeon, which could make this dungeon the birth of the hero hint usable. But well, we know when we know.
Yeah, right first to leave Eldon.
Yep, Eldon has without the magma myths and bombs, Eldon has nothing useful as of right now. So going back to the sky or to Fern might be a good idea.
Getting a hint there.
Something Red Rupee and Magma Turf has going good, so Red Treasure. Basically, two things are pretty useless.
What's not useless is the upgrade to the flying here in the randomizer.
Yep, we updated the flying speed because, well, vanilla flying speed is not the greatest, let's be honest.
Yep.
The upside we are getting from faster from place to place. Ooh, Beetle has Beetle and Progressor the boss on well, Skag was an academy, so we already know that. Except there's another one.
So that slingshot's gonna help them get up to Beetle to get their Beetle.
Yep, Beetle's Beetle. No, Beetle's Beetle is a different item. Beetle and Hook Beetle are needed for both Elf Temple and Lanaro mining facility. One even to so getting those is way of the heroes, so hard required. And we just saw the downside of the high flying speed. You are getting bodied by those tornadoes way faster than in the vanilla games.
It means you gotta fly better.
Yep. You are faster, but your skill is also more needed. Spirit, not Way of the Hero, but Spirit of the Sword is in Lanaro mining facility. So that could mean, so this means that there is a sword in LMF.
Oh, a sword. Yeah, that's good to know.
Really, Kid? I thought those two are still differentiated. That Way of the Hero means anything that is needed to progress, and Sword of Spirit of the Swords is sword specifically.
That makes sense.
But then again, I don't really have the knowledge. But yeah, we are seeing Raid in Farron.
Yep. Flow first into the lumpy pumpkin. And 64-bit, not too far behind there.
Yeah, but there is not really an useful item for them in there.
Unfortunately.
I think it's just some rupee, and so far there's no need for rupee farming. Well, they don't know that Beetle is on Beetle, so they don't really have a reason to check on it yet. And Raid is doing the hop check in Sacred Ground, so as people know, this starts the time gate. which is needed to go to the end boss. And we are having some nice catch-up times.
Oh, and Floa missing the hole. Shot.
Yeah, Floha is from all those runners currently the most rusty one, which is why I think is one of the reasons he joins today, but currently he has not a good time with this with Volcano Island.
Runners just getting some info on their way to Farron Woods and the Sacred Grounds, or the Sealed Grounds.
Yep. I haven't really seen what... Ooh, bottle for raid. And Flo got the jump in the hole. A bottle can mean a lot in Rando General. There is for one the oval check. You might have seen the girl with her bird on that island. Oval needs some bird medicine, which is some nice mushroom spores, for which you need a bottle. And some runners like to take a ferry with them when they go to the last Giram fight and the mice fight, or specifically Horde.
That last one is the one I was thinking of the most. I can bottle a ferry.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's see what Farron Woods has to hold. There's a raid first in there. That's the rescued little Kwee.
Nah. The kick request is sadly not in logic. It's one of the long item checks that sadly had to be put away for the SGL settings.
Okay.
So people tend to just ignore the poor Kikwi. And as I said, Raid had gotten the mushroom spores for the Orbo quest, so the poor bird can get some medicine and can fly again.
And we've gotten our first out of breath link there.
Yeah. Stamina management is sometimes not the best thing people have to offer, or general thing. But yeah. We currently have everyone in Farron. And there is a Rupa on that tree stump, so no balancing to it. Because people don't like to be mocked.
I think stamina management is gonna be something that sets apart the top runners from the bottom tier.
Not really. There are a lot of people, and especially Rando, that forgot stamina management and have the most points in race time.
Interesting.
People try to tend not to, but yeah, it's also, even in speedruns, not really a reason to restart the run. Oh, except it's one of the categories where it's grinded to death, but at least in HD we aren't there yet.
And I think I'm ready for some unique strats to evolve as the Skyward Sword Rando does as well.
Ooh, Raid died. Raid tried to get the cube because the cube up there, the first goddess cube you strike in the vanilla game, is bound with cutscene. So runners try to get the goddess strike, which is longer in hero mode, the setting we are playing.
That's cool.
Which makes them put to the Garon, and yeah, they don't have to walk the whole way around it.
Not get it there. No.
And
did he?
Raid has to do the walk of shame. What a shame.
Shucks. Third time, not a charm. But that'll give their opponents an opportunity to catch up a bit.
Yep. As we can see, Lepe now tries his luck on the Goddess Cube warp. Will he? First try!
Yeah. Very nice.
Lepe managed it on the first try.
It had a pretty nice setup, it looked like. It was getting into position, it seemed like fairly precisely.
Elden Volcano? Was it? Spirit of the Sword in Elden Volcano seems like the next. Yes, Elden Volcano and Sky. And poor Lepe got marked.
Yeah, that is our first root bar.
Ah, well. Well, Lepe is walking back and Raid is going up to the sky. Maybe doing the Oriel check. Because as we just learned, Sky is way of the hero.
And Lepilog is not far behind them. Right back up. There you go. No, never mind.
Now I think Lepe tries to, or will get to early Lake Floria. It's a small, pretty much free glitch in the game that basically skips the whole quest of getting to Lake Floria and the getting upstairs of the tree.
Yeah, no one likes to do that.
He's positioning first race, not second. From
There we
Oriel,
go.
just some 20 rupees, so she wasn't the way of the hero. And Lepe managed to get the jump out of bounds. As you can see, he walks now on the area and goes to the, well, vanilla way back for us the way to Lake Floria.
Yeah,
But
Flo
the
right
crystal
behind him.
has whip, which is not really needed for this seed. Ooh, Nero's wisdom is on. Nah, Oriel's brother is also not way of the hero, but what does Lake Floria have to us? Oh, Molo. This is a very healthy seed that got rolled.
Yeah, tons and tons of heart pieces.
I just got reminded, Flo is also doing early Lake Floria.
Yep. Just a couple of seconds really behind Lepilog.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Gaspellaus is huge in this setting, since we now in logic and way of the hero. So we need the Gaspellaus to manage to get to it. So
How much was that?
That was a 100 rupee item.
Okay. They can get that, no problem.
Yep, Raid is only missing 25 rupees for it, so not that hard to get. And I think he's sleeping tonight. Either to go to patrol for the first check or selling some treasures, because we already got some treasures. Leper also got Nero's Wisdom.
It's really interesting to watch how these runners route things ever so slightly differently.
Yep. Raid is preparing for, or is going to Patrol for the first check. Because Patrol likes to either give crystals, rupees, or your heart required with anything.
I cannot look at this guy and not think of the old Nicktoons Junior show, Eureka's Castle.
I sadly haven't watched it, but sounds interesting. I might have a look in it. Oh, and Patrol is hard required. Bow on, or better, he is not really hard required, but Bow is the better slingshot by a far.
Today's letter D brought to you by Batley. How many checks does Vetro unlock?
We have it's for now it's the same checks as slingshot, so people tend, but for other things a bow, a slingshot is used, or sometimes even the beetle is used. People tend to rather use the bow. And Patrol goes up to 50. So once the runners have 50 crystals, they basically ignore Patrol.
Gotcha. Four-bit Link making their way back up to the sky.
And doing the Oriole check. Which is understandable because it gives you free items if you didn't went to pole first. So from check density point of view, it's a smart move to go to Oriole, but and Flo is also doing the walk of shame. What a shame. And Patrol just gave SD10 gratitude items check another 5-pack of gratitude crystals. Which is sometimes liked, sometimes not, because people are early already last locationing stuff. To actually see some differences right now, people, the runners will need either bombs, magma mids, bombs or magma mids. Can be that they are starting to farm rupees to progress beetle.
Yeah, looks like they're converging onto that point here.
Yeah, since we don't really know. We only saw the first few items, but as I said, there's a 300 rupee item that is in logic, 3 100 rupee items, and a 50 rupee items. And from those 5 checks, we only saw 3. And we already know one of the 100 rupee items is hard required in this seed. So it can be that the second and third 100 rupee items can be 2.
They're farming that money up.
Yeah. I mean, if we had magma mids, right, theoretically, we might see some nice time with Thrill Digger. But for now, the best way to farm rupees is pots, trees, and Bamboo Island.
Great, first back up the beetle. We're gonna get their bellows.
Yep. And checking what's behind Bellows. Because right now, logically, Bellows does not open really much checks right now. But maybe there is... It opens one check?
Doesn't it open the dirty house?
Oh right, yes, the dirty house. I sometimes forget we still have it in logic. Which seems... What was... yeah, kid, I think that was claw shots.
You know what that means. More
Yep.
money!
If the raid is lucky, he gets money or something else that progress him real quick.
Now, if you do this a second time, is that a good way to farm money? I remember
Not
doing that in the
really.
vanilla game.
Well, not here right now, but I think as a second time this is not something that gives you much. The only real way to farm money is currently minigames, which logically open is only a Bamboo Island. Yeah, bamboo is a way to farm, and well, if we see some magma mids, well, Raid needs to farm a lot of rupee to get to expert mode, which gives you the most. Oh, the 300 rupee item is in fact a rupo, so paying 300 rupees just to mark another 10.
It's just making sure that the runners can read.
Ooh, Dirty House has beetle. That is kind of huge. And 20 rupees.
There you go.
No slacking. So yeah.
Aww, 64
Raid
be going
has
for a
the luck
sniper.
of already having a beetle, but he still needs some more rupees to get the claw shot. Which will open out of my mind 2 checks and a 2 checks and another hindstone. And yeah, the old way to farm rupees, aka killing all the pumpkins. And Lepe is doing Bamboo Island to farm. So, is Raid doing?
Baby rattle?
No, the
Oh,
bird's nest check can only be made with gas bellows and glass shots. But there are rupees around it, so...
Good strat. He knows his Skyloft.
Lepe doing more Bamboo Island. And I think Raid is getting the heart piece. He's getting it. Okay, that was some nice tactical things.
Yeah,
And
pretty smart. Is that money?
This was a gold rupee, which is, I think, 300? Or at least what? It's a good amount of money.
That's perfect. Very nice.
Ray just played a Beetle to make him to get every item that could be in any way in logic. And yeah. So now we have a check in grade 3 and another hintstone here on Skyward.
Yep,
Get
our
the
runner's
glass
on the
shot
left.
locked Ruby to and he gets Heatle. So Hook Beetle. With other words, Raid could full clear a Lanaro mining facility.
Oh, you mean the thing that's on the way of the hero?
Exactly. He is missing a head. So down to Lanaro. But once he has it, there is nothing in the way of getting LMF.
Chet's saying that he needs some bomb bag for the mines. Maybe not.
No. Harm, he has closures. He could go over caves. And yes, LMF is open. We put the notes out of logic.
First, he's going back up to the Skyloft Academy, going into the chimney. I would not recommend that.
And
oh, he's sneaking into Princess Zelda's room.
Ooh, 20 rupees. Yeah, normally in Zelda's closet there is a heart piece, but as every Zelda's closet is also run. We got some pretty interesting things in her closet. For example, whip. Or when we did key sanities, some boss keys like the squid statue. And yeah.
Well, if the developers are listening, for April Fool's Day, you could put something a little more humorous in Zelda's closet. Just saying.
When the devs from the rando are looking, well, one of the main dev is currently on the restream, so I doubt Lepe is currently listening to us. But I saw CJ earlier in chat, and yeah, most of the devs are currently racing, so it's hard.
Well, maybe they'll go back and listen to the fabulous restream brought to you by ZeldaSpeedRuns.
Of course they will. Otherwise I'll make them.
Alright, Raid not wasting any time using that Hook Beetle right away, picking up some bombs.
Yep, getting, I think, one more check down the line in Elden Volcano, but also opening or more getting the way to Volcano Summit, which also has at least one check and a hintstone for the runners. Well, at least for Raid right now, because he's the only one with a Hook Beetle.
Yeah. Also, what is it? 3 more pieces of that Earth Temple key somewhere here.
Yep.
There's Lepe Log now getting their Gust Bellows.
Yes. 64 is selling some treasures for getting rupees for Beetle, and yeah.
Another song there for a Raid.
Yeah. which again can be huge, but we still haven't. Only know a Lanero gate. Lepe also having his first beetle. And
But
Yeah.
Raid with the strat of getting that bird's nest cleared off by using beetle.
yeah,
Really smart.
those two. Ooh,
There it
Amber
is.
tablet. Yep, there is the Amber tablet. So basically, Raid can theoretically full clear LMF.
And is that a second bottle?
Yep, but it's more or less useless in this settings because, well, there's only one check that requires a bottle, and Fire Sanctuary is not in logic, so he no one needs the water to open Fire Sanctuary.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that was not a fun side quest in vanilla.
Thankfully, the getting the water of the water dragon is not required in rando. The whole dragon quests are none of the dragon quests are so far, and Gold Rupee on Baron Trial, and what was on Bedford? I wasn't able to see that.
I did not catch that either. Hopefully someone
Now
in
we are
chat can
getting
help
all
us out.
now we are getting all these rupees we would have needed to go in here, as always. Lepek getting the hint on the floating island. Ah, Chris is on 30. Yes, Way of the Hero is Beetle, but we know that because, well, Beetle is
Oh.
Beetle required.
Oh, Lepilog. No.
Right, still getting. Well, yeah. There is a hint stone in there. Right, why I. Right?
It's like opening up the path to the bird statue?
Can be to fly back to Farron. I still like the hindstone texture from Raid. Little thing to know for those who have not listened. Raid is testing some stuff out right in this seed. He modded a bit with the textures right before the seed started and said if it's crashed, the restream will have some fun.
Oh, that's dedication for you. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Lepilog is the first one back into Farron Woods. Where do you
Yeah.
think they're going?
Big tree is
Up, up, up.
there is a chest in there, which and further, there is a chest in there that's small fight locked, and yeah, you either can get it with getting the claw shots, or wait till you have the dragon scale to swim into it.
Meanwhile, Raid first into Lanero Mines.
Yep, doing the Lanero mines check. Floha is doing bamboo cutting because Beetle has some interesting items for these seeds, like the first beetle, claw shots, and gas bellows, which are all needed for, well, progressing in this seed.
And I think Lepelog just got a wallet for their trouble here.
Yep, small wallet, which is more or less useless. First check in. Ooh, LMF loss rate. Very much. That's why there's a hard container for raid in there. (64-bit) also getting a beetle. Flo is doing... Ah, he is going to sleep. Probably selling some treasures for his progression and beetle. And yeah. Raid still going through the Lanero Mines, the first area you are going through. Here's some small tricks for the Lanero Mines, because we only have hook beetle and not bombs. We technically couldn't get the check behind statue or any progress now at all, but since hook beetle managed to carry bombs on a larger scale than Link could, we put it logically that, or the runners put it logically, to use the hook beetle to progress in the mines. By carrying a bomb with the hook beetle towards the statue, and then with some small sands sliding to the end of the section.
And this is just some great demonstrations on getting through the quicksand here from Raid. With these jump slashes, with this pause buffering here.
Which he just failed twice.
That's what happens when the commentator starts, commentating and praising the runner.
Commentating, jinxing.
Yeah, I guess commentating and jinxing should be synonyms somewhere in the dictionary.
Well, in the end, Raid managed it.
But 64 Link back in Elden Volcano. Are they going to be the second one to get their tablet to get into Lane Naru Mines? Lepelog not far behind.
Yep. From what we saw, Raid is the closest in, well, the most ahead, but it's random. We don't know really who is ahead until the time is stopped.
Yep, that's what I like to call an apparent lead. It looks like they're in the lead.
I mean, we also have 2 or 3, well, multiple runners that are not be seen on this side, and Raid is sadly died. And yeah, Lepe is trying to get the area. 64 managed it, and Flo is getting the beetle.
That 64 Link is gonna be the second one to their tablet if they continue along this progression.
Yep. And Raid is going back to get the checks from behind here. A chest that might... Ooh, digging mitts. That's huge. That's huge. That's opened a lot of checks in... well... Elden.
Yeah, they're filling up that adventure pouch.
And as I said earlier, Raid is going to Caves, which has another 2 checks for them, and also, same as mine, gets them to the big area of Lanero.
Yeah, if anything, it's just good to get to the bird statue and open up the warp, right?
Yep. Well, Lanero Caves just got hinted Baron as he went inside. Oh
Well, I
boy.
guess it's kind of nice.
This is the fun of being a random runner. Going into an area just to know it's Baron. But it could also be the same way around. Going in, not going into a barren area just to get the hint for super huge item, which we had twice, a lot of times already in on the weeklies. And there's Stance Powered. So yeah, there are some, technically nearly all silent realms are open, but the last realm, well, runners know way inside it. It's not the favorite thing, but if there's a huge item, it's a huge item. You sometimes rather want a huge item than to be the last one.
Yeah, kind of like that tablet. Raid almost made a beeline for that. 64-bit in Lepelog spending a little more time here on their second trip to Elden Volcano.
The Earth Temple, I think 64 is trying to bit warp himself into the Earth Temple to at least get the first few checks.
Yeah, might need the whip in here, right?
No, whip is not needed in. Well, should not be needed in this lead. And Raid is in LMF, just as I thought. It can be. Okay. Ooh, first check, and it's another sword.
Swords are nice.
Swords are very nice. Yeah, Kate, but I think at this point everyone has healed who is there.
It's always good to get the little tidbits of knowledge here and there.
Yep. And Lepe is also doing a bit. How nice. Yeah, I think both of them trying to get into Earth Temple, which can be huge depending on what items are in there, but well, as I said, we don't really know who makes the right decisions until we know who has the third in the mice with the fatal blow first. And yeah, 64 is doing the threat on getting into Earth Temple. So we have 2 in Earth Temple and 1 in LMF. And Flo is joining them in Elden, so let's see if he goes into also into Earth Temple, or once he has the Ember Tablet to go back in.
It seems
Back
like
to
perhaps
Plenary.
Raid had some inside info on what the seed was telling him to do, and knew exactly where to go. And it took him here to Llanero. Our other runners, seemingly no issue breaking a little logic, jumping into the Earth Temple here.
Oh.
But actually, Lepelog is going towards the tablet now, right here, right?
Yep, the tablet was right here in this check. Little fun fact, the small chest where Ember Tablet was and the big chest behind there are not logically are not vanilla chests. We put them in there because otherwise Volcano Summit is pretty empty. And normally those two chests are only there in Boko Base. So the Dragon Song quests, which are still not implemented.
Yeah, also not one of the greatest quests. Those dragon quests left a little to be desired, in my opinion.
Yep, especially they don't really add chests except those chests, and yeah. The community has decided that adding those two chests is a huge for the rando.
Yeah, let it be spoken, let it be done. Gold rupee. Shucks.
Yep, we already have those two informations, so I think the only two songs we don't know about yet are the Elden Trial and Skyloft Trial, but then again, just because we don't know yet doesn't mean there is anything useful on them.
Raid's still in the temple here, progressing along very well.
Ooh,
Check after
there
check.
was Mogma. Well, the second logical digging myth. Since we know the first logical ones are in LMF. So it can be that bombs and Earth Temple keys are still in digging spots because, well, 64 is doing this dungeon out of logic.
It looks like Flo is at that point there.
Yep, Flo can be following 64, or same as Leopard just opening Earth Temple. And 64 doing another bit magic, since he is skipping the pack area. As some might know, you need to walk on the ball around the whole way to open the way towards the second half of the temple. But it can be cheated on, well, glitched on to not use it with another bit magic thing.
I guess it makes sense if their name is 64-bit Link.
Exactly. 64 is doing that what his name is telling him to do. Bit magic.
Meanwhile, Lepelog getting their logical digging mitts. First trip into the mines.
Yep. can be that he's doing the same checks as Raid, which will be funny once he gets into some more money for Raid.
And did a very nice backflip over these spikes. There it is again.
Yep. Because walking around spikes is dumb if you know how to jump around them.
Yeah, well, I couldn't have said it better myself. Getting closer and closer to this boss, but yeah, very fun dungeon.
Leopard just let probably out his anger towards the rupees, getting out the rumor that he doesn't need them anymore. And he tried to deactivate the time stone while he game logically needs the time stone. I think he thinks the minecart runs are a bit boring.
Yeah, looks like maybe just trying to break the game at this point, but there is the boss door. Just past the 1 hour mark.
Yep.
Although 64-bit is getting pretty close to a boss of their own.
We are seeing soon what both bosses have.
Bum 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 bum.
Some nice scorpion falling.
Yeah, some claw shot strats.
Yes, was it? And the first check in FF was in fact a sword. Raid currently has the white sword, which he got right in the beginning of the dungeon. I mean, it still can be that. Yeah, we don't know what's on boss key tested. We don't know the hard key yet.
64 and Link doing their Indiana Jones cosplay. Meanwhile, Raid getting that scorpion extinct.
And Flo is also now in off time.
Yep, and as Raid has their boss down, 64-bit Link arming up for their boss fight.
Yes. And Leopard just got the worst thing you could get for an second worst. No Flow stream is alive. Well, for us so far, harm. Okay. Oh, right, just got scale on the container. But we also see now what would be on Vanilla Harp and another hintstone, because this is, I think, the only this is the only dungeon that ends with a hintstone. Some have one close by. Others have them, well, not so close by.
Oh, just a bottle. Lepilaga doing some extra checks. I don't think we saw Raid do these.
No, we haven't seen Raid getting vanilla hook beetle. Which was just some 20 rupees.
64 Link taking down their flaming meatball.
The forgotten meatball? No, not forgotten, forbidden meatball, as the community calls it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take a bite out of that. But Raid back up to the sky and over to Elden Volcano with those digging mitts.
Yep, getting those juicy key digging spots. Kinda spicy, but it also looks pretty hot. I would blow on it for a bit.
Too crunchy. That outer layer just wouldn't make well with my teeth.
I mean, there are some people that like to eat that, and well, I wouldn't.
Yeah, to each their own. Lepilog now inside, following Raid Spinal, but a bit behind about this dungeon length.
Oh, we don't. I just saw Raid is also doing some more bit magic.
I think this is Raid's first time dabbling in the dark arts here.
Nobody has interest in doing Earth Temple Keep on a logical way because, well, doing a boss rush sounds better than waiting for the Earth keys, especially with the current items.
Speaking of current items, incredible strats here from 64-bit Link with his hook beetle.
I think
now they're taking a 4-step.
Yeah, KitKat wrote it in chat. 64, it could be 64 has managed to soft-lock himself in a boss fight.
Yeah, that's what magic will get you.
So restarting a fight is a good idea.
Flo taking on these Lizelfos.
Yep. Every check you can get to get the required items is a check worth taking. Wrong game. Right, doing the digging spots spaces nonetheless.
64-bit giving us our first look at Girahim.
I just saw that every item on Ray's item pouch is a bottle.
Yeah, he's gotten lots of bottles.
He got bottle percent. There are 5 bottles in the game, and Ray got all of them. And there were no bombs in the digging spots, from what I can see.
No, just $5. Alright, King 64-bit Link, take out the meatball.
The forbidden meatball.
This Flo has gotten their boss door key.
Yep. And could do now also bomb backlash Caldera.
Alrighty, the meatball is down. Who's hungry?
There was a Thunderhead hint I haven't really seen, but then again, Thunderhead is not that available right now because you need Ballad of the Goddess for it. And Beetle on Hot Container Earth Temple. Which could be the way of the hero item, we don't know. '64 is having some problems with the Skyward strike. And at the end of Earth Temple we have gotten the Earth Temple map. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Not gonna need that no more.
Right, getting another hintstone. Spirit of the Third Geistic Goddess to Cave's sword piece, and Spirit of the Third is Skyloft. So, what do we have left on Skyloft? Because we have got, I think, 2 checks on it.
Thinking those crystal rewards.
Ooh, Ballad of the Goddess, and with that we have Thunderhead in logic. Oh right, Shed Chest is still... we don't know Shed Chest because, well, Raid is the only one who is able to get into Shed Chest.
Yeah, they have not been back to Skyloft since getting that Amber Tablet.
Yep, Lepe is still in the middle of LMF, and Raid is going towards Earth Temple.
And Flo getting their Indiana Jones on.
As we commentators now, the only small chest needed is the letter small chest.
And 64-bit Link just got their own Ballad of the Goddess, not too far behind Raid.
Yep, and to be fair, 64 has currently more reason to go into Thunderhead than Raid. Because, well, 64 is still missing his Amber Tablet from what I can see.
Yes, yep, that is right.
could be... You're kind of right, Pac-Man. Skate could be the way of the hero item. Flo is searching for his bombs. Because doing bombless Gadara is in fact scary, as we just learned. And 64 is about to get his Amber tablet. From right, we are just seeing the normal off-tempo thing, and pretty much everyone following currently right in the Elden checks. Well, everyone but Lepe only follows the Lanai mining facility checks.
I think here, between the 1 and 2 hour mark, we got, the runners catching back up to each other.
Yeah. Everyone is doing the check they think is logically the next one. Well, after trying the logic again, after doing dungeons out of logic, because those two that are closest to logic on the screen are Raid and Lepe, but Raid already left logic again with doing Earth Tumble. Flo just got his Amber tablet, getting those 20 rupees.
Always hate to see those root bars.
Yep, nobody likes those rupees, except the people watching them.
And after like your second or third bottle, like, you could also not find any more bottles. That'd be nice too.
As I said, there are only 5 bottles in this game. After 5, you don't see any bottles anymore. And Lepe is going to the Angry Scorpion. And Raid just died, so maybe we are seeing some bit magic from Raid. No. Oh, do we? Well, 64 is doing the digging spots. Lord just went and got his checks there. And now also opening Fire Sanctuary.
And there is the Scorpion down for Lepelog as Raid is doing some more magic.
Yep. Raid is preparing for doing the Forbidden Meatball. While Lepe is about to get his Dragon Scale.
Ja?
64 didn't got the hints done that this is a golden skull. As you can see, just getting a hint done is not always. Just overseeing a hint done is not always the best idea.
Still no bomb bag though. Where is our bomb bag?
Well, it could be in a slab chest. It technically could be in Thunderhead. There are some spots left where it could be. And
Gotta be somewhere.
in Cave's Key, it could be in Tansy. Which the runners will probably love to know. I sometimes forget that flash crystals are still in logic. I literally forgot it until Flo did it as last locationing. Kid.
Lepelog crossing the gorge.
Yep.
Meanwhile, 64-bit Link's gonna show us our first look inside the Thunderhead.
Wright is now having the boss key for Earth Temple. So Wraith could now finish his second dungeon. And yeah, then has only locationing on the sky left. With some last checks in Farron, the Nehru and such. Lepe just got Din's power. And 64 is doing Island of Songs.
And Floa not too far behind 64 Link there. Made it into the Thunderhead themselves.
No, just one small corner check. Basically the only other check left in Thunderhead. Which is useless, sadly. And we just got our confirmation of Thunderhead is in logic before Earth Temple.
Yeah. Getting another piece of that Earth Temple key there. Interesting.
And Raid is about to get to the Forbidden Meatball.
Alright, Lepidlock back in Skyloft. Where are they headed to? Oh, using that scale.
As we thought. And Magma Turf, Way of the Hero, and
No,
on there
my bad.
are the bombs. Oh well, we now know where the bombs were. Which means Lepe is the only one so far who could do the meatball logically.
This is random. We don't care about logic.
Yeah. If we wanted logic, we would watch a newbie playing logic.
I think 64-bit Link, this is their first trek over here to the Linear Mines.
Yep. Getting his logically first mids, which are his second mids now.
I think Lepelog is approaching their Ballad of the Goddess.
Nope, rather doing a temple. Honestly, I can kind of understand Lepis thinking. He just got bombs, he can full clear of temple without any problems.
Has been in here once before, I think.
Yes, as everyone else, he did the bit swap into the temple. So, yeah. He opened the temple, went outside, and made it possible that he can do LMF. Floha now also an Laneiru. And Raid just defeated the meatball.
It's gonna be curious to see where they take their route from here. What they're thinking.
Well, Raid can get every check in either sides. Raid can get a sled chest, and afterwards they have pretty much everything open. Since there are some bomb-locked just checks in in Baron. And we don't know yet what the last item on Isle of Songs is.
And it's another map at the end of a dungeon. Oh wait, no, we saw that one already. Never mind.
Yep. Not saving? Interesting.
Guessing his
And-
middle name is Dangerous.
I just thought that Lepet's name is a very polarizing emote name in the community. Very bold of him. Well, Raid is doing Thunderhead, which honestly, knowing that and died. Knowing the check density that Thunderhead has, it's not a bad idea. I just had problems getting into the trigger zone of the Thunderhead.
Flying too fast.
Yep. Way too fast.
Now, this is their first trek into the Thunderhead as our other runners are playing catch up.
Yep. And as I said, it will probably be his last check, as there are only 4 checks left in Thunderhead in these settings.
There's the Boss Keeper 64-bit link.
Yep. And a pouch for Lepe. And Floha finishing Mines. And Isle of Songs was Baron. Well, not really Baron, but we like to name the Earth Temple key Way of the Hero, but budget, since it's one of the most known things to be put aside thanks to the bit warp. Floha giving the Boko Baka and some nice and Raid is leaving the leaving Thunderhead.
Yeah, that's all for their visit. Where do they go next? Back to Lane Arrow, looks like.
Yep. I mean,
Maybe not.
Raid has the whole area before mining facility open checks. Well, we know it's pretty much barren, and he should do checks, but Raid doesn't know.
Doesn't know what we know.
Loha also doing the area around mining facility. I think Raid is just checking off check density right now. And since Skyloft is pretty empty, so right now, I can understand of not doing
Here's a high five here on the right hand side of your screen between Ray and Flo.
Yep. Both taking care of the electrical goblins. And both pretty much the bar stone. This seat is okay-ish, I would say, Chesnix. Pretty early first third, second third in LMF. And the most of this have, well, except for Flo, everyone has at least one boss down, with Leopard doing his second raid, having no boss left, and 64 being in his second dungeon. 64 didn't lap him.
That seemed like a pretty bottleneck seed logically for that amber tablet. To your digging mitts, to your other digging mitts.
Yep. Well,
but the mid game, they're kind of catching back up to each other. Raid a fair bit seemingly in the lead.
just next, if it makes you feel better, there was early in a bottleneck with Beetle. Every 100 rupee item was hard with being gas bellows, cloud, and first and a beetle, with the second beetle on house cleaning crystals.
Yeah, Raid getting there first and doing it really efficiently, kind of giving them a leg up for the rest of it.
Yep.
But Lepe making that meatball look easy.
Well, Lepe has the for doing this, and Floha is putting off the boss fight until he also has gone back. Lepe now also having Beetle. And with that, Lepe has also beaten this dungeon. Which means whoever gets his last sword, Raid or Lepe, basically is in go mode. .64 having another death.
Lepelog going back to Farron Woods.
There are some bomb-blocked checks in Farron Woods. And since he's the only one with bombs, it seems reasonable to do them.
Gratitude crystals on the left, gratitude crystals on the right. That's not what we want to find.
Maybe we do. I mean, except for the 5th and the 10th crystal pack. Those two are the only two that we know of, as far as I remember. And
More
with
crystals.
that, Lepe can now with crystals. Lepe is now probably going back to Lake Floria.
Yeah, there's the setup for it.
As I said earlier, it's a glitch that is basically free.
Tension is mounting. Back to the sky, raid goes.
It seems like Raid is going back into Skyloft. Maybe Sledges?
Yeah, they haven't gotten their bomb bag. No, over to the graveyard.
Ooh, Raid is going to the to patrol. This
Yep.
can't be huge. We only know of 1 or 2 items.
Yeah, the last couple checks they got were all crystals. Kinda like Lepilog right there.
Another crystal pack.
Hey!
Hey.
That's not what we want.
With that, Red is getting
Oh,
every critical crystal checks from.
our 64-bit Link takes on the Scorpion. Lepilog right behind Raid.
And
And there is the whip for Lepilog.
Ray now finally doing slap chest. And finally getting the bombs.
Yeah, as 64 Link completes their boss requirements.
Yep. 64 now also joins on the third hunt.
Into Farron Woods Raid goes. Surely doing those bomb checks that we just saw Lepilog do.
Bomb and Dragon's Grave check.
Well, is that Elden Volcano, that Lepilog? Yeah, that's where they're going.
Honestly, I think at this point it's on Beetle Speedle. Ah. Then I slowly can't think of a check anymore.
So we just have to get all the crystals.
Well, until only logic is up to 50. And since both Raid and Lepe have
Okay, so where do we go from here?
Nope, no one has cave's key as far as I know. Okay, can't be that I oversaw them, but... Ah, it was an Earth Temple boss key, okay. Yeah, then we have Sansi. Now I know why everyone is last checking Farron and Alden. Ooh. GG to Yao.
Oh, welcome Raiders. Welcome to the Skyward Sword Randomizer.
I think our restreamer should pick you up soonish. Yao.
Yeah, we are at a point everyone's kind of retracing each other's footsteps. Aren't seeing anything new just yet.
Yeah, but we are doing interviews. But it's just more interviews than shit talk with them. And with that, hi Yao.
I wish you guys could have seen my route. Because, basically, okay, so, whenever I found out that, because, like, there was a hint that, there's a hint that the Beetle 300 thing was a beetle. And then, once I ran out of checks besides beetle, I was like, I'm not farming rubies, I'm gonna go to Eldon. And I did the RBM to blow up the rock that's, that blocks the back half of Eldon, so that I could get to the one check that I would get with that, like the one that's near Volcano Ascent, or, yeah, Volcano Ascent. So I went for that. It didn't have a rupee, unfortunately, but I decided to go to Earth Temple. Well, I went up to the Earth Temple area. Well, I got the hint stone, went up to the Earth Temple area. I saved, I realized I had fire shade earrings, I go to Summit, I get Amber Tablet, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. Oh, there's, I guess that's bomb, that's where bomb is. I never got bomb bag.
Yeah, it was pretty locked by that scale there.
Yep,
Yeah, that's like the second time
was it?
That's the second time I've seen that LMF have the scale directly or indirectly at the end of the dungeon. Have bomb bag, sorry, at the end of the dungeon. But anyway, so after that, I went and did Earth Temple because I was like, okay, I might as well do this since I have nothing else I can do because I didn't get any rupees from my out of logic roll. I did Earth Temple, I got the mitts, which I later found out were mitts locked, so I thought that was interesting. Did Earth Temple, I think mitts were the only notable thing in there. I did the rest of Eldon with my mitts. At that point, I was like... But at that point, I got, what's it called? Ballad of the Goddess. And somewhere along the way, I picked up a silver rupee. And the, what's it called? The Horned Colossus Beetle on the heart container. So I'm like, okay, that means I can buy claw shots. At least. But by the time I got to Skyloft, I reasoned that getting the rest of my rupees would be faster than turning in the Horned Colossus Beetle. So, I did that. I got my claw shots, went to Lanayru, realized that I really just need 2 swords and then I'm in go mode. And then there were 2 swords in LMF, so there's that.
Oh boy.
Oh, did I accidentally spoil a sword location?
I mean, we are looking for a sword, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure that second one that you found. We were lucky enough to see Raid big braining. After he got the Gust Bellows, he stopped Beetle Shop right in front of the bird's nest. Blew that away, found a gold rupee, so
Yeah, that gold rupee was clutch.
had those second 2 items from Beetle pretty quick.
So the sword that you're missing is, you know, like the chest after boss key and LMF? It's there, and I did the minecart trick with the hook beetle to get it.
Oh, wow. Well...
Yeah, and so that means that LMF Way of the Hero is not for any item in particular, it's for the 2 swords that are in there. Because you need to do LMF to get both of the swords.
Interesting. Right now, showing us our first look at the Sand Sea.
Yeah.
Yep. Just as Floha is beating his first dungeon. AKA LMF.
Is anybody else doing? Okay, Lepe and 64 have done it. Oh, and so is Raid.
64, Raid, and Lepe have all just on sword hunt right now.
Yeah. I wonder where Spiral Charge is, because that locks the last sword. There was a... Also, sorry, I had my mic up my headset, so if I sounded distant, that's why.
I am taking that as a pride badge I bought.
Yeah,
especially
I mean,
because I wasn't the one that rolled it.
I thought the seed wasn't too bad, besides logically needing to farm all those rupees, but clearly that's just because of the route that I took. Looks like not anybody else went for that route.
Here's
Also,
a question for you.
fun fact. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask how much bit magic you were doing to get first place here.
A lot.
Ooh,
So
Lepe is
it started with once I realized the rupees were locked, how I told you how I used back in time to get to the back path of Elden. And then in Earth Temple, I had neither Hook Beetle nor Bomb Bag, so I did the RBM for the map chest. Fun fact. So, if you enter the bazaar with a corrupt file, Spirit isn't there. However, if you select a file that's not a corrupt file, then Spirit will, well, you'll get the Spirit text, but it'll have loves, like, it'll sound like the Potion Lady is talking to you. And that actually doesn't work for the RBM. I tried to RBM the map chest rock, and I saw the text, I was like, okay, this works. I did it, and try as I might, the rock wouldn't go away. So you can't use glitchy Spirit text to RBM that. But yeah, other than that, I just did map chest RBM once I actually did it correctly, of course. Pegs RBM like you usually do in Earth Temple. And Bombless Scaldari, although that's not bit magic, but yeah.
Did you get this whip on Batrove here?
I did not. I was thinking about it.
That is the third whip we've seen.
I was thinking about it, but then I decided, like, I only had like 30 crystals or so by the time that I got the Hook Beetle, so I was like, okay, it's not worth it. I'll just go to Lineaver. Was there a crystal pack on... Was there a crystal pack on Bat 30 or a 30 chest?
I think there was, yeah.
I never got a hint for Skyloft Trial. I'm assuming Lepe thinks it's maybe in Shipyard?
It could be in Shipyard, since
Yeah,
the only
Shipyard
person in...
Or even Temple of Time.
No,
Although, I'm sure he would have gotten Temple of Time.
Temple of Time was,
After
I think,
LMF.
are different. There was a hint for
Oh, it looks like Lepe's given up on the
and
trial.
one for Lanero so far.
Looks like Lepe's abandoning the trial and going to Sansi.
It opened it and then promptly turned away.
I hope he doesn't. Well,
I
if he
think
goes back to LMF, that's good. In that he can get the sword that's in there, but hopefully he doesn't go for the boss key room because that is the map. I figured that out by process of elimination.
Very nice. Power of deduction.
Yeah.
He's going to Sandsea.
Unfortunately, Earth Temple was not the same way. It was at the end of the dungeon, so I
Yep.
would not have known that.
Lepe is going to Sandsea. And Raid got a spiral charge.
Oh, well, that's the go mode for Raid. Should be, at least. Why is Raid still checking things?
Because
Do they know that... Did they forget about the sword hint, or just not see it? Oh, he didn't see the sword hint? Where was that at? I don't remember. Wait, TMS/hearts. I doubt anybody's gonna get TMS. You're either gonna get one or the other. They're too far away from each other.
Well,
let me look at my hint doc. Sword... Wait. Sword near Fun Island. Okay, so that was after LMF Way. Actually, I think that was on the Volcanic Island hint stone.
We definitely saw, I think 2 or 3 runners get that hint.
If it's not there, then it's in... It might have been in Alden, which I got... Wait, no. I think he knows what he's doing. Because the one near Fun Island is the correct one. Right.
Log now in the Sandsea.
and there's the Master Sword.
There it is.
Master Sword for Raid.
And with that...
Needs only to finish the game.
Yep. Raid is basically in go mode right now.
I wonder if we're going to see a snipe from Mario before that happens.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I would have thought more people would have done the minecart jump. Especially if you know that LMF is Way the hero and you've so far only gotten a sword. Well, and bottles, but I got all 5 bottles. I thought that was...
Yeah, I think almost everyone has now.
Right.
It can be that people
fledged crystals. Oh no.
wanted to see... I think Raid was... Okay, this sword, I got the boss key early. Where the hero item is on boss. Which kind of was. With...
Raid not check the behind the temple statue?
I don't think so.
Guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, there was a sword in the beginning, and there was a dragon scale on hard content.
Right, there was a sword on, I think, the first chest in West Room. And at that point I was like, okay, so I'm just a spiral charge or another sword from Go Mode, and then... I thought I would have gotten spiral charge in LMF and there was going to be a key piece on the other rock. Because I still was missing a key piece for Way of the Hero purposes. So I was trying to figure out where the last key piece is. Doesn't look like anybody's gotten all the key pieces, though.
Yeah, I think a 30 is the most that we've seen. Or 2 early on the volcano and 1 in Thunderhead.
Right, both of them were in Magma Turf. There's also one on Lumpy Pumpkin Chandelier, but I don't think anybody got that.
Oh yeah, we saw someone.
Because that'd just be slower to get at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I commentated it earlier. Key piece is just budget Way of the hero item. Those who need it are those who don't know bit.
Lepe getting bodied by the Phoenix there.
Damn.
Yeah, if there's the one change that I want the most at this point is...
64 is doing flash crystals.
The one change that I want the most at this point is superfluous key pieces. Like, either you start with some, or there are like more than 5 placed. That way the key pieces aren't always Way of the hero. Of course, there's still the chance that, like, let's say that there are 7 key pieces placed and then 2 of them end up in Earth Temple, then the remaining 5 are still Way of the hero, but... You know, it doesn't happen all the time.
Or
It's
maybe,
important.
start off with 4 pieces and you're just looking for the last one.
Right. I would think if you would start with them, I would rather start with like 2 or 3, just so there's still the mechanic of needing more than 1. Although I don't really care, as long as you start with more than 0, I'd be okay with it. Or 1. 1 would be a little bit not enough. Pepe has been looking into start items, but he said he's not giving priority to key pieces right now. It's just trying to work on starting items in general.
I mean, I can kind of understand it because, well,
Did
once
Leve
you
also
have
forget about-
the frame for it, you can add every starting item you need.
Right, yeah. So Lepe's got the spiral charge, that's go mode. Or it should be. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It's at least now mode.
I almost died to Horde because I had a lot of trouble with the first barrier. Because I only had Master Sword. Looks like Raid has gotten a nice Horde skip. Oh wait, never mind. LMF is way here for the Water Dragon skill. But it's also way here for the swords.
Yep, we had the discussion earlier that, well, there was at least one sword hinted, and
Right, the one sword that was hinted was the Spiral Charge rock one, so it would not have been...
they're not even trying to hit the rock, just glitching it through it.
Right, well the first sword was also hinted, but that was like... By the time you got that hint, you should have already had it. So, does Raid still have a fairy, or... Did you already use
That's a
it?
good question. Yeah, all those bottles. I hope one of them has a
Yeah.
fairy.
Well, there's a chance it could have been used already. I also had a little bit
I
of...
don't think I saw him going down, so...
Right. Flowha fighting Scaldera reminded me that I also had a little trouble with Bombless Scaldera because I had Longsword, and I'm not familiar with the strats for that. So I just kind of screwed it up a little bit, but thankfully it still worked out.
Swinging away at abandonment. Don't know where their opponents are. Raid looking for second place.
With Lepe looking like following Raid.
I wonder where that last key piece is, because at some point I realized that I've gotten enough key pieces such that either one of Mines or LMF is a real way of the hero, not a debate, because there was only one key piece left to place. Turns out they were both not key pieces, but yeah. Because the mitts in Mines were way of the hero because the other mitts were in Earth Temple, so... And then a key piece was in Thunderhead, which is locked by Ballad of the Goddess, which was in a digging spot.
Lepe has full healed with sitting down. It is now ready to fight into Horde.
Yeah, despite not having bombs, I death warped after getting this sword in LMF, like the last sword in LMF, because for one, it would take me back to the boss store, and for two, it would give me a health refill, because I only had like 2.5 hearts at the time. So I wanted to have a health refill for Horde.
Alrighty, here is the final boss fight for Raid.
With some clean first phase demise.
Very nice.
Meanwhile, 64 is in Lanero Mines. Lepe in North, and Flo in Volcano
Picking Wolf.
Summit.
Alright. Coming up. Oh, having a little bit of trouble getting the lightning.
Hate to see
Okay.
that.
As long as he doesn't die.
There it is.
There we go.
And
We got
GG.
done time. GG, and he seems to be quite happy about that, judging by the race time chat.
Official race time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, 13 seconds.
Not a very good look for the settings, but it's
The start of that seed sucked. That's why
Right.
that took. But
so. You know what got me ahead? Well, actually, for one, do you want to guess where the last sword is?
well, I have a list of locations: Silent Realm, Fledge Crystals, Volcano Summit, Magma Digging.
None of the above. It's the chest after boss key and LMF.
LMF.
Right. Because I got
was-
that by doing minecart jump with the hook beetle to hit the crystal.
I didn't think the minecart jump was gonna be worth it.
Well, at that point I realized I'd only gotten a sword so far, and LMF was Way of the Hero. So I was like, there's got to be something else here. I was thinking it was going to be Spiral Charge, and then the key piece is going to be on the other Spiral Charge rock. Sorry.
Dude, there were so many times during that race where, in my head, I said that Spiral Charge had to be before Earth Temple, because there had to be something there that unlocked Earth Temple. But then I remembered there was a key piece on the Lumpy Pumpkin Chandelier. I'm sure it was a key piece or a heart piece, but
It was a key piece. In fact, I don't know where the last key piece is.
I forgot that there was a key piece there 4 different times and almost did something really dumb because of it.
Oh, yeah.
Just assuming that Sky was Way of the Hero.
The fact that that key piece was there allowed me to realize that one of LMF or mine's Way of the Hero was for real and not a debate, because there's only one key piece left to place. Turns out they were both real, but it's whatever. The other thing that saved me was that in the beginning, when I realized that all I had left were beetle checks, I was like, I am not farming rupees. So what I did was, I did the back half of Elden out of logic by RBMing the rock that blocks
Wow.
the back half. And then I did Earth Temple and Summit, and I got Amber Tablet, and I was like, what?
I got Baby Rattle out of logic, and it was a gold rupee, so Beetle went pretty fast.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. That was quite nice for you, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely put your head on the restream.
For a little bit, at least.
I ended up getting mitts, which I later found out were mitts locked in Earth Temple. So I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, I almost didn't go to Sansei because of that thing in my head that was just, okay, so the Skyway of the Hero, so Spiral Charge has to be before Earth Temple and Logic. Because I kept forgetting there was a key piece in the sky. But I remembered one time, went to Sansei, got Spiral Charge, and got Go Mode. I checked if anyone had finished 2 minutes before you finished, and was shocked that no one was done.
Right, I was kind of thinking that somebody was going to be finishing relatively behind me, because I feel like I'm not the only one who doesn't like doing rupee farming, and would try to do anything in my power to do something else. Because with Elden open, you have the option of doing early Thunderhead, and considering that you know that, well, I don't know where the Din's power hint was, but there was somewhere that said that Din's
has to be the Lepe finished. What put you ahead the most has to be the sword, because I spent so long on that sword hunt.
Right.
Oh,
That's
not coming through my stream. Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait for Lepe to finish on my stream to say GG.
Having a hard time getting to CSR4. There it is. Yeah,
Oh,
That
there's the
was-
last key piece.
where
Northeast
Northeast
Desert
Desert.
chest. GG to
I
Lepe.
didn't get that either.
With the help menu flex. Very nice.
Yeah, just 4 minutes behind Raid.
Okay, there's a lot that I finished 4 minutes ahead of Lepe. It's not that he finished 4 minutes behind me. This is my first time ever beating Lepilog.
Very
Nice.
nice.
I've
Yeah,
been
very
so
nice.
close so many times. I'm so happy about it.
You see, you're showing quite rapid improvement.
I had a really bad week this week in Rando because I went to Iceland and only played HD, which is worse than not playing at all.
Oh, I see. God, because you get bad muscle memory habits.
I picked up 2 ancient flowers playing Rando.
This is why you don't run New Game Hundo. Right, it's... Now, if there's anything I can tell you now, it's I used to switch to console because that's what pushed me over the edge, it seems. Like, once I started switching to console, I started to improve even more.
Okay.
Not that console has anything to do with it, but it just helps.
I didn't have any calibration issues this time. I lifted my chair up. I raised my chair so the sensor bar was more actively picking up the Wii remote, or the other way around. And my calibration's been so much better.
Oh man, my nunchuck screwed me up a little bit in Horde. It got me hidden extra time in the first barrier.
My nunchuck is not off enough that you can tell while playing, but it becomes super obvious when you it becomes super obvious when doing brake slides. I veer really far to the left.
Diagonal brake slides are just really sad when they happen.
Yeah,
It's like, which sword?
I was also relieved. What did you say? Sorry.
Now I'm confused as to how Floha is missing the other sword in LMF. Because certainly he's not missing the sword on Owlin, because that was at the beginning of the game. And I don't see why he would skip West Wing when...
Last
like,
time
when it was Sway the Hero.
151.
It just seems kind of odd to me.
On the other hand, it's Flo.
Yeah, that is true.
It's I lost a lot of time in dumb places before you finished, so like Earth Temple.
Oh man,
I'm sure the casters
Temple.
saw me almost
Earth
die
Temple.
trying to get chest by Lizalfos.
Earth Temple was a mess for me because I failed the map chest rock RBM once because I entered Bazaar with the corrupt file, and then I failed the boulder roll, like the stutter sprinting thing, twice because I accidentally only procced one of the rows of boulders.
Oh, did you?
So that was like,
before you did you do Earth Temple?
yeah, because I RBM'd
Oh.
the rock that blocks the back half of Elden, and then I decided,
was
you know,
gonna
I'm gonna go all the way.
I was gonna ask why you didn't have Hook Beetle, but Jesus Christ.
Right. Yeah, that's why.
All 3 of Beetle's items were basically required.
Right, because at that point, I had reasoned that there's a chance that, well, this was before I knew that Claw Shots was the second rupee item. I thought there was a chance that Hook Beetles was Way the Hero for the one item that it would unlock in Elden, like by carrying the bomb over.
But Fire Shield earrings were early Elden, right?
Yes.
So you also got access to 2 checks and...
Yeah, I got the
Summit.
Amber Tablet, and I was kind of I was like, okay.
Wait, was today the seed where Amber Tablet was on Volcano Summit?
It was in the pouch chest. Or no, the Bogo base pouch chest, yeah.
Oh, I need to go look back at my stream sometime soon and get the screenshot.
Or maybe it wasn't
part
a pouch
of
chest. It was one of the Bogo base chests. I don't remember.
It
was
was
a
small
part of the rando.
chest.
Oh, okay.
There was a part of the rando where I started laughing my ass off and couldn't play because I got a pouch upgrade and it opened up the pouch wheel to like show the new pouch wheel showing up, and I had 5 bottles and nothing else in my pouch. And I didn't realize I had all 5 bottles and no other pouch items.
I wonder what Lepe did.
I did weird stuff.
This seed kind of forces you to do weird stuff, to be fair. It was
I
like,
don't know. I went
Mirage wished me GG.
all over the place.
I just really didn't want to farm bamboo for rupees, so I did anything else that I could, and Eldon was the answer.
To be honest, probably not the worst decision.
Especially with it, that would unlock the ability to do early Thunderhead.
What did you get? Oh no, Floha's doing a Silent Realm.
Oh yeah,
It's also just opening it.
I should
what
also
checks
tell
did you have
Lepe,
left?
the last sword is the chest after the boss key in LMF. So if you had done minecart jump and used the hook beetle to hit the crystal, you would have gotten your last sword there.
Oh, interesting.
And that's where I got my last sword.
Oh, okay.
Doing
This
minecart
makes
trick
sense.
with the beetle.
Also, a
just
question.
for
I
one
guess
check
you would
doesn't sound
probably
very
know.
nice.
I mean, LMF was Way of the Hero for the Water Dragon scale, but would it have placed a Way of the Hero hint if the Water Dragon scale wasn't there, just because there are 2 swords there as well?
No.
That's
Really?
where the
That's
Water Dragon
interesting.
scale was. I spent so long trying to remember where I got scale because I couldn't remember if it was Way of the Hero or not.
I was actually so happy. Well, I mean, I was kind of hoping for having bombs at the end of LMF just because
Right.
it would be really funny.
I had that
Uh,
happen once before.
But I mean, I was kind of hoping to get bombs from the heart container so I could just death warp and do the rest of LMF. But yeah, I got scale and got bombs that way, and then never bothered going back because like way too much out of the way and
Right.
way too much other stuff to do.
Kind of sucks that for LMF and also for Earth Temple, it kind of takes a while to go back to the end of the dungeon unless you specifically open up the gate at the middle of LMF, which nobody wants to do.
It's not that far. Well, you have to go through a few rooms, but I
If
wouldn't
you
say
do that,
bad.
Floha leaving because it's Elden Trial.
I
I noticed you you started to open up the trial and then you abandoned it.
Yeah, that was because I was thinking about the Magma Turf Way of the Hero hint, and I was like, oh wait, there were like 2 key pieces in there, never mind.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hate key pieces in Way of the Hero.
Yeah, like that's like my number 1 change that I want now. Is superfluous
I
key
just
pieces.
was not thinking. It wasn't really the fault of the
There
hints.
were so many times where, and I lose races to one terrible decision almost all the time. And there were so many times where I almost made that decision because I forgot there was a key piece somewhere. I'm like, oh, this place is Way of the Hero. That's still unresolved. But there's a key piece that I looked up at and then didn't grab on the chandelier.
Okay, so here's my solution. We just never require Earth Temple, easy fix.
I approve of this.
I would say we could have Earth Temple or Door RBM in logic, but that would not be
That
very
wouldn't
new
guarantee
player friendly.
Yeah, and that also
Why do we have open LMF but not open Earth Temple?
that is true. I mean, if you
I mean, people wanted to preserve the integrity of having to find an item to open Earth Temple, but nobody
I
does that
guess
anyways.
Because we already do it for LMF.
Yeah.
I guess the rationale is that you don't need, like, for example, the LMF key to get into LMF. You just need Hook Beetle or bombs.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
Mario! Mario's sniping the other 2 runners on the restream, finishing
Ooh.
in 4th place.
GG.
Yeah, 64-bit Link probably to follow.
Yeah,
He
Woha
just
seems
got
kind of lost
spiral charge.
because it appears that he skipped the west wing because he only has longsword, which is which kind of confuses me because I feel like if LMF was Way of the Hero, you'd want to do that anyway, but it's whatever.
Wasn't
He's
the
gonna have to go back to LMF at some point to finish.
Wasn't the sword in the first? No, the sword.
It was
wasn't
the first
first
west
chapter.
ring check, I think.
Were there 2 swords in LMF?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was the one that I was the only one who got it. The after boss key.
Yeah, I know about that one. I don't remember there being a first one. I thought there was one in Elden, one in Skyloft, one in Sky, and then one in LMF.
There was never one in Eldon, as far as I know.
Okay.
As far as I remember, at least.
This is the problem with playing Rando too often, is all the seats blend together. But
At least it doesn't affect you while you're playing the seed. At least hopefully not.
No, I sometimes remember hints from previous seeds and apply them to the one I'm on.
By the way, you're still live. Great, I just thought
I know I'm still live. I just don't care to end it, and Streamlabs is minimized, so...
Okay.
And there is the sword for 64-bit Link.
Let's go.
He's gonna be going to finish the game now, yeah?
Yes, sir. They'll make it 5 out of 6 runners.
Flo is going back to LMF.
That's good
Finally.
because assuming he full clears, that'll give him both of his swords.
Flo and hating LMF. Name a more iconic duo.
I actually
Flo
love
and being
LMF on
last.
these settings.
Yeah, LMF. I'd arguably say that LMF is better than Earth Temple on these settings.
And, I mean, even if we fix Earth Temple with the key pieces and stuff, Earth Temple is my least favorite dungeon as a whole because of the way it messes with Way of the Hero. I mean, Fire Sanctuary is less fun to play through, but LMF might be my favorite dungeon on these settings. It's
I don't know
actually
about
fun.
that. I'd say Cistern is probably my favorite. Because it's not as stupid as Skyview can be sometimes, and it's like very like the way that it's circular makes it. It's not very like you don't have to do a lot of movement.
Mhm.
Link has entered the gate to time.
I mean, it shows that I need more practice. Still, where Flow High is right now, I stepped on the button and then jumped off and voided out in the quicksand without shooting the crystal. And in Earth Temple, I forgot to get Lizalfo's chest, went back and almost died trying to get it, which had the boss key. So
Practice definitely makes better, but you pulled out a second place time today. It's nothing to slouch at.
Oh dear, Flo,
think-
please do not die.
I think a good part of second place though is getting Baby Rattle out of Logic.
Right.
'Cause
I
I didn't have to farm rupees.
don't remember where Gust. Oh yeah, it was on the first 100 item. Yeah, all of the 100 items are useful. In fact, they were all B-Wheel items. So that was.
All Way of the Hero B-Wheel items, I think.
Right.
Unless Claws.
It would have been especially nice if you had already hit the
Oh, Flow.
Flow.
You don't have to kill that man.
Yeah. It would have been nice if you hit the beetle shop next to the baby rattle anyway, so that way you could just exit and gust below the thing.
The reason I got it out of Logic was I wasn't even intending to, but I was gonna get my last few rupees off of the bird's nest, and while I was up there, I just decided to get it out of Logic,
Ah, I see.
and there was a gold rupee in there.
Part of doing Earth Temple out of Logic was getting me the Horned Colossus Beetle, which I was thinking, okay, that means, because I had like 60 rupees at the time, I was like, okay, that means I can get claw shots now. But by the time I landed in Skyloft, I was only like 30 rupees away from 200, so I was like, okay, it's probably faster to just farm rupees rather than turning in the beetle. Because you have to sleep twice and watch the cutscene and all that stuff.
Ooh, 64-bit is not having a fun time on Horde.
Oh dear. Oh, there's the Wiimote death he talked about earlier.
Spontaneous Wii remote combustion.
Both runners having issues with calibration, seems. The 64 does have both the Guardian Potion and a Fairy, so he's probably going to be fine.
Looks like 2.5 hours is the Wiimote's limit.
Well, he came in with a like half-dead Wiimote.
Additionally, Flo can't have charge batteries. It's a natural law.
Right. I came in with the charge remote, and mine is... Where is it at? I'd guess 3 bars.
Mine stays at 4 for 6 hours and then goes down to 1 for another 6 hours. I can never trust.
Actually, mine looks like it's still at 4, so...
Ooh, that's spooky.
I've got like 3 pairs of rechargeable batteries, but one of them isn't as good as the other 2.
64 got horde skip.
Looks like Mario is waiting in the interview.
Was he in the waiting room?
Or the waiting room, yeah. Welcome, Mario.
Your microphone is muted if you're trying to talk.
He's not known to use his microphone very often,
Here
except
I
for that.
was muted. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
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 Does anyone know where the bomb bag was? Cause
Flat chest.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Flat chest.
oh my god.
I didn't get the bomb bag either. Did you? I'm guessing you got the sword at the end of...
LMF for like an hour. I knew.
Oh.
I heard LMF Way of the Hero from a hint stone. Went around through linear remain at about 45 minutes, and then normally with closed LMF, I've not actually ever played a seed with LMF required and open LMF. And normally you need bombs to like get in, so I didn't consider bomb bag being in linear mining facility as a possibility until it was like the last place it could have been, and then so I didn't enter. And I also thought that, I couldn't like do most of linear mining facility without the bomb bag, but the only thing the only check in LMF that you need bombs for is the boss key chest, but it needs it like 7 times, so for some reason I was like, oh yeah, I need that for more than one check.
Also,
so
technically,
I didn't go to I didn't go to LMF for a long time, did Bombless Scaldera with the longsword, and failed it 3 times because with the longsword was weird. I wasted a lot of time, died, and then finally did it, and I probably lost like 8 minutes to Scaldera alone.
I also did Bombless Scaldera with the longsword, and I had a little bit of trouble with it.
Like, I even pulled up the
got
strat
revenge.
doc for the combos before entering the fight, and I still like managed to mess them up because I haven't done Bombless Scaldera in so long. Just
What
any
was that?
Bombless Scaldera.
What was that race where I lost more than 15 minutes to Bombless Scaldera and didn't actually do it? I got revenge. My Bombless Scaldera was, quotes, flawless. I pressed the home button to check the instructions 3 times, but
Yeah.
I did manage to pull it off without dying. Or
So,
getting hit.
Mario, did you get the sword that was at the chest after the boss key in...
Yeah, I did. Also, yeah, where was the spiral charge? Because that was my TMS. The spiral
Skipper's
charge
retreat.
was-
Yeah.
Skippers.
It was
So it looks like
where?
we did a similar second half route.
Wait, where was
Because
it?
Sansi.
Skippers.
Oh,
Skipper's retreat,
Sansi,
like,
great.
we're like vanilla C chart.
So I never went there.
Yeah, me neither.
I was considering, like, when I was doing Scaldera, I was considering going to Sansi next because I had just gotten Cave's Key, and then I was like, wait, no, but that can't have the bomb bag, so there's no point. Because that was, like, all I was thinking about, like, where are the bombs? Even though they wouldn't be all that useful at that point in the seed, but I was still, like...
and bombs were locked behind Scale, which was in LMF.
Which was
Right,
on
yeah.
the Moldy Heart container.
Yeah.
Right.
It was... I don't know, that is something I would never have predicted. I made, like, all the wrong decisions. It took me 25 minutes to go into Farron.
Yeah.
Or 21. It took me, like, almost over 20 minutes to enter
To be
Farron.
fair, doing LMF bombless and in some sense bombless Scaldera is technically the right decision because if you do the minecart jump with the hook beetle, you would have gotten your last sword anyway.
Yeah, that's what I did. I checked that. I was like, if this is... Because I was, at that point, like, by the time I realized... I was, like, in LMF and realizing that the bomb bag was basically useless. And after getting the boss key, I was like, okay, I only need Spiral Charge or the sword. Or, like, the other sword. So I'm just gonna do the check by the boss key in case it's one of those two, and it was.
I had this
so,
same
yay.
idea, and I was like, I haven't gotten away with the hero item yet, unless TMS was vanilla, but I knew that wasn't the case. Well, I didn't know that was the case, but point is, I didn't think that I've gotten away with the hero item yet, so I was like, okay, I'll check the one check that I can. Got my last sword, and I was like, okay, cool.
If I look at my tracker right now, 12
Also,
locations
I like the
3 of them are
I like
silent
the
rocks.
Oh
sorry.
dear.
I like
64.
the Lanayru Caves Baron hint in caves. That's fun.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I just came here, but thanks.
Not to mention, it also hinted the chest had a rare treasure or something.
Oh
or
yeah,
golden
that was
skull.
on a different stone.
Right.
Yeah, that was in Elden by Earth Temple.
Right. Yeah, I got
Also,
that
yeah,
after
But
doing Earth Temple out
like,
of logic.
other incorrect decisions I made were like the best play was to go in mines, get the digging mitts, and then just leave. I think because like I did like all of Lanayru and got nothing else that I can remember.
Hang on. You're right for the most part, but I went to Lanayru, got the mitts, and then I did LMF while I was there.
Yeah, but I wasn't considering doing LMF. If I had done LMF, that would have been good, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's like going to Lanayru there. I mean, you can't know that Lanayru is going to be totally empty besides a key piece.
Yeah.
Right.
So
wait, where was
Oh
the
my
which
God.
was the key piece? Was it like the north shore? Was it like the passage
Northeast.
chest?
Yes.
Oh, because I never got that because I didn't have bombs.
Right, yeah. Me neither. I was wondering where the last key piece was for so long.
And Flo
Because
just got it 5 minutes ago.
realizing that neither Mines nor LMF Way of the Hero were a debate, I was like, okay, so now I have no idea where it is. But it was whatever.
GG, by the way,
Yeah, GG to 64.
GG.
And I'm still confused as to how Floha doesn't have the white sword, considering
Yeah.
he just went to LMF.
Yeah, I saw him in LMF. How did he not get literally the
He's
first
like, did he
died.
forget that West Wing
No,
exists?
he died like 3
Did
times
he forget
in
the
LMF.
first chest? Literally, the first chest had a sword.
Oh, was it the first chest? I thought it was the
Yeah, it was
first
first
West
chest
Wing
and the
That's a
chest.
short
spoiler
chest
log.
by Bosky.
I do not know where things were.
The small key section was useless. It just had a bunch of crystal packs.
Right, yeah.
Also,
Which,
speaking of crystals and bad decisions I made, I thought I had gotten the hint that Betro 30 had like 5 crystals, but then
That was
I
hinted.
was like, well, what if the chest
Yeah, that was
has
hinted.
what if the chest has the bomb bag? So I picked up like an extra set of 5 individuals with like the waterfall ones with the beetle and the claw shots, and then 2 in academy for like 10 total to get that, and got a Rupor. I was so mad.
Yeah, I mean, Betro... I had to do Betro because he had the whip on Betro 40, and whip locked. My last sword was whip locked, so... I
Yeah, I guess
considered
that's the
doing
spiral
minecart
There was a
trick.
whip. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
he had.
CNC.
I was considering doing minecart trick. I know how to do it, but the reason I decided not to is because I'm bad at it. It can take me up to 3 or 4 minutes to get it
Yeah,
right.
sometimes when you do whip trick, Link just decides he wants to whip the wall instead of the switch. And it's really
No,
frustrating.
not whip trick, minecart. At the
Oh,
end.
yeah.
The minecart,
I'm
Yeah,
consistent.
minecart
pretty
trick
easy.
was
Just
the
as
right
long as you do it on
play
the right
in this.
side. As long as you do it
Yeah.
on the right side and with
But
hook
without
beetle, it's
bombs.
absolutely free.
Right, it
Oh,
actually
you
took
can
me a few
Tap as many
tries.
times as you want, and then use the
You can-
beetle.
Yeah,
You
it
can
actually
get
took
on
me
the
quite a few tries
side.
to get the jump slash correctly. But once I got on there, I just had to use the hook beetle.
You can get
I
on the right
never
side?
even bothered doing that part of LMF because I figured it. Bombs were logically locked behind it, so boss key room was out of logic, and so was the other chest.
Right, well, do you forget about how cruel seats can be sometimes?
Yeah, well, I mean, there was clearly nothing important there, unless it happened to be another sword.
And that's what
I
it
wouldn't have
was.
even been a bottle.
Well,
because
the
I-
actual
Ah!
boss
Oh,
key.
sorry for swearing, but
The actual boss key was a map chest. Was the map? I figured that out by process elimination, but my last sword was a chest after boss key.
Also, anyone
Because
else
I
get
had done the
bottle
minecart
percent?
trick.
Did
I
anyone
feel
else
like
get
everybody's
bottle?
gotten. Well, you missed a bottle.
64 didn't,
Looks like.
according to the trackers.
I'm pretty sure I got all 5 bottles. I basically full cleared the entire seed. I was go mode minus either a sword or spiral charge for over a half an hour.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
same.
I was like that. I was like that, except I was looking for like I had everything I needed to finish the game, except what I thought was bomb bag, one sword somewhere, and spiral charge, and I never got spiral charge or bomb bag, and just got the swords in LMF after a long.
I finished my second dungeon at 1:30, I think, and I finished 41 minutes later. So that was half an hour of sword hunt at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Though
I don't know. This is easily the worst I have ever performed on a randomizer seed. Like, hands down, 100%.
Also, guess what, guys? I died to Demise again. I don't know why.
Uh,
I've been dying to him constantly.
Yeah, looks like 64 also died to Demise at the end.
Well, yeah, my calibration was
yeah, the
so
calibration I
bad
saw.
in the end game.
In fact,
Like,
I thought your Wiimote died.
It
but you're
did
just
shut off.
recalibrating.
No, it did shut off because I think I was just over waving it around trying to hit one of the. I was just really frustrated trying to slash one of the Bokos and it just shut off my Wii remote. And then so that happened, and then my hand was shaking so much that I just could not Skyward Strike for like the rest of the seed. I literally had to hold my Wii remote with both hands to have it steady enough that I could just keep it long enough to get a Skyward Strike.
I also like that I grabbed a fairy and then only took 1 heart of damage on Horde. I
almost
died.
I almost died. Well, I forgot to use my Guardian Potion before the first barrier. Then I used my Guardian Potion in the first barrier and still took 6 hearts of damage to the first barrier. Just because I was trying to slash horizontally and my sword was basically slashing every other direction.
It's really hard to decide how prepared to get for Horde, because sometimes the first barrier fucks you. Sometimes you miss Horde skip and you have to fight the blue Bako.
Right.
It's just.
Yeah. I mean,
as a general rule of thumb,
for both of those, it's like if you have TMS, great, but it's never worth it to try to find it.
I almost always get a fairy unless I have both TMS and a shield and enough health.
Yeah, I always pick up the fairy in Sealed Temple and sit on the stool until I'm at least until I'm filled enough that I can take the max number of hits. Like if I'm down 1 heart but I have an even number, whatever.
It just feels bad to over prepare, but then it feels worse to under prepare. So
right, yeah.
Yeah. And
I
remember
generally make sure.
I remember, so there was a seed I played a few days ago.
Where are you going,
where I had
Shipyard.
where I had to where I had to get a ton of money for Beetle early on, and so I spent 20 minutes hitting pumpkins to get rupees.
Oh.
And then I was reminded that clean cut is a thing, and I got 3 golden skulls in a row. So I was able to just sell them all at once for the early Beetle, which was pretty nice.
I decided that farming rupees is boring. I don't want to do that, so I just did Elden out of logic, and that worked.
Me and Yal got past the rupee farming without a logic stuff.
Yeah,
I did enough.
You go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I did enough bamboo farming to get 200 rupees and then just called it a day because I'm like, well, the third one's Hook Beetle, which I might not actually need, and then it turns out Hook Beetle was the logical access to second half of Elden.
What is the RBM to remove that rock, Yal?
So you talk to the guy in Sparring Hall. In fact, I didn't remember if you had to bit save a file or not, so I bit saved my Bitmagic file, and I got the cutscene with the Gossip Stone. Thankfully, it doesn't soft lock you, but yeah, you just enter the academy with the file. Hopefully, it lets you in. Because I know sometimes you can't open the door. I don't know why, but
Yeah, you need the
There's a scene flag you need.
Yeah, you need the
so
flag for it.
So yeah, you need a bit
That
magic
keeps
file
it like
for it.
that's the flag that keeps it locked like before you meet.
right, yeah. So you need a Bitmagic file to get that flag. And do you need to bit save the Bitmagic file, or do you just need to have it?
No, you just need to
don't
have
Okay,
it
good.
and commit
just need
it.
What did the casters think of my my gossip stone texture?
Oh, I saw that when I first joined the. Oh well, there. There you go, Flo. Oh.
How did he miss that? Though?
Yeah, how did he miss that? Going to LMF twice.
Oh no, Aloha.
We commentators have the whole stream and he has his webcam on. I think he just lost a bit of his will to live.
Wait,
That's
so
such a
he got
sad
his
check to
spiral
skip
charge,
punish for
but
skipping.
still isn't going for
I mean-
this. Oh, how did he miss the white sword?
Right, yeah,
I
that's the
don't
thing. That he just got a hint for the sword that he
He just
didn't
got a
get.
hint for it.
LMF.
And that's such a terrible check to not get and then get screwed for not getting though. Like,
I mean, could you imagine if there hadn't have been a sword there, and the sword he needed to get was the one after boss key? That would have been even worse.
Yeah. Wait, so
I mean,
actually, the thing was, so LMF turned out to be Way of the Hero for scale and also for the two swords in it, because you needed
no, for scale.
one of
According to
those.
Lepe, according to
Having
Lepe,
two
it won't
swords
place the Way
doesn't
of the
make
Hero
an area
hint.
Way of the Hero.
Yeah,
Because
according to
you can remove each, because if each of those swords was removed from the pool, you'd still be able to access the other one, and that's what Way of the Hero means. If you can remove it and the seed is beatable, it's not Way of the Hero.
Yeah.
So-
that's
Okay, so
exactly
even
what
though
it
there's
you
two
need-
of them,
So you need like say you need like to get longsword and then have that lock like claw shots, which lock your progression into the seed, and then that first sword would be Way of the Hero or something like that.
Or TMS being vanilla.
Yeah, or vanilla TMS.
I mean, like, if all of the bottles are in one place, and you need the bottle, that area will still not be Way of the Hero because you
Yeah, 'cause
can't
you can
decide
remove-
which bottle to get. But if you need an item to open, I don't know, the way to that area where all of the bottles are, then that item will be Way of the Hero because you cannot beat the seed without it.
Fire
Okay, so
Sanctuary
here's-
always
well,
having
Logic,
bottles.
You can't lie.
Nice to
so
know.
Floha opened the gate to that chest, but never actually opened the chest.
Oh,
Oh no, that's terrible.
oh, you
well,
guys must be
that's going in
seeing
the
ahead of
junk
me. I'm
hints.
watching
That's going in the
restream.
junk hints list.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's
Poor Flo.
awful.
Okay.
How many
I
junk
feel
hints refer to Flo now?
slightly better now, but not
I'm
very
a
much better
go,
about this seed.
Oh no.
God.
I would not be wanted if he goes forfeiting. Honestly, no.
I mean, he
No.
knows
I
where
feel
his
like
lesser-
now
He knows
he's
what
he's-
the last sword
He's,
is.
he's
go mode
invested
now.
too much time. He's got to finish, right?
Right,
He's
yeah.
in go mode.
He's got to
And
claim
it's-
that. Got to claim that sub 3.
It's SGL. Oh, geez, SGL settings approaching 3 hours. Uh-oh.
I mean, he got really lucky with the hint.
I mean, I think that my performance at least kind of shows how, like, ridiculous SGL settings are in terms of reducing seed time, because I still finished well under 2:30, and despite making, like, tons of incorrect decisions and having very bad gameplay throughout. Like, I was
On the other
bonking
hand,
at the-
I had
was
to-
bonking every 5 seconds.
On the other hand, I had to go 5 light years out of logic to sub 2 this.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. This
I got
seed was not
one
very
out of
good.
logic
We can
check
all
for a
admit
gold
that.
rupee. And Yal did Earth Temple before getting the claw shots. So there's a bit of a difference there.
I also soft locked to Scaldera once
Oh man.
because I did Earth Temple entirely out of logic, and then
Well, his
later
screen just says,
literally
"Ow."
found all 5 key pieces.
I almost didn't do Bagless Scaldera, which would have been a terrible choice. But
I
I'm scared after the last time, because the last time I did Bagless Scaldera, it threw so much more time onto my seed because I wasted 10 minutes trying it, and then soft locked, and then just left. I didn't want to try it again.
Yeah, I definitely spent about 10 minutes on it because, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, on the Wii version, whenever I try to roll a bomb, it always, without fail, curves to the left. This does not happen to me on HD at all. Only on the Wii version.
HD, your bomb rolling is quite, like...
It's quite straight, yeah.
Yeah.
The bomb rolling is... It's too sensitive in SD. I think they must have changed it, but...
Has anyone seen... I got, like, a really... When I was doing my second bomb with Scaldera attempt, of which I did 3, I got some really weird behavior on his second cycle, where I did the normal...
Flo just got his last song.
Yeah,
I did the strat that was on the strat dock, and then after hitting him with the Skyward Strike, he didn't...
I did the longsword strat that was on the strat dock for the first hit, and then I messed it up. Or, no, not for the first hit. I did... like, an extra hit of a spin, because the first one only hit once, so I did a second, and it hit twice. But then, so, what I did was, when I was trying to get him, then when I did the second cycle, I did the second cycle as written, but then, what happened was really strange. He didn't, I don't know. I'm not even entirely sure how I did it. But, so, basically, I had hit him twice on 2 different cycles. I hit him on 2 different cycles. And then I tried to get him to... And then I tried to run behind him to get the third phase set up. And then the Skyward Strike missed, so I couldn't actually hit him. But it wasn't a soft lock, because he rolled down because I had gone behind him. But he hadn't entered the phase where he started, like, rolling all the way down the hill. But he was doing this weird thing where I was trying to, like, coax him into running up the hill, but every 2 steps, he would just stop and shoot a single fireball, and there was nothing I could do. And he did that, he shot, like, 7 fireballs before he actually did it, and then he ended up shooting a fireball right next to, the bomb, so I tossed, one of the bomb flowers in his mouth, and then I hit him a bunch. It didn't finish him off. And then he was in his, like, rage mode, so he stepped on a bomb, and I tried to run away, but when he's stepping on, like, both sides right next to you, you can't run, like, behind him, and I couldn't run back, because he was basically on top of me, so he just, like, stepped on a bomb and blew me up. And that wasted, like, 3 minutes.
That's the first time I've seen it, too.
I'm not entirely convinced that the strat dock is correct for the best strat for that, because I noticed when I hit with the Skyward Strike on the second phase, it didn't put him into rage mode.
Yeah, I thought that was
just sat there.
I thought that
he just sat there, so I was like, "Are you supposed to spin attack? Like this is
okay." Here's what I was thinking.
Hang on.
Here's what I was thinking is because when I hit him in second phase, he didn't. It didn't flinch him. Like he didn't go into his rage mode, and I thought that was intentional so that you didn't put him into his second phase where he's rolling down the hill. I thought you wanted just enough damage so that he wasn't, but you could kill him in 1 cycle. So
maybe the variation where you do 2 spin attacks instead of a Skyward Strike is correct. Maybe that will put him into
yeah, it probably will, because on my successful go through of Bomb with Scaldy, what I did was I did the first phase normally, and then I messed up, and then I missed the Skyward Strike, ended up doing a spin attack, and then just did another slash and another spin attack. Oh no, Flo is getting bodied. And then I ended up doing tons of extra damage, but was still able to kill him because the eye was vulnerable, so I just hit him with a Skyward Strike and a single slash and he died.
Yeah, no, because the strat on the
strat dock wants to do more damage on that second phase, so might need to be looked into.
Because I mean, he never went into his second phase. He was always sucking bombs. You know, he never walked on his legs and got to the top and then rolled down. But the third phase, he still died. So it totally prevents having to Skyward Strike him at the bottom.
I see. So it wants you to throw a bomb in on the third strat.
Yeah,
I'm used to the Goddess Sword version, the Goddess Sword version where you run behind him and he falls down.
I'm pretty sure I know why the strat dock is weird. It's because when originally making the strats for Longsword, when originally writing them down for Longsword and Master Sword, what I did was I just took the Goddess Sword strat and I changed the damage values so the damage values would line up with what the God of Swords strat does. To
the strat you did worked perfectly, dude.
To like the best I could. And so that's why the strats are like weird compared to the God of Swords strat, but they should all work. Because they should reduce him to the right health value to be able to kill him in the third second.
Right,
Okay, as I've been trying to say for a little bit, the thing you said where he walks a little bit and then starts inhaling again?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before today, and that happened to me too. He walked up a little bit after the second phase and started inhaling again, and I panicked because I thought I screwed something up. But
yeah, so did I. But I knew
third phase went. Third phase went totally perfectly. I just followed the strat doc to a T. He never rolled all the way down the hill. I killed him at the top.
Nice.
So.
I don't know. I just
don't change the strat doc. That strat works.
Yeah,
I just misunderstood.
I've done it before and it worked. It's just like trying to think about it and remembering what I knew. I was like,
because I'm used to him immediately, like after you've done your damage in second phase, immediately going into rage mode and you go down to the bottom. But I guess for longsword you don't have to do that.
Well, from like,
it's harder to soft lock with the strats that are on there.
Yeah, which is a good thing, I think.
Because if he's never in second phase, you can never soft lock.
Yep.
The only thing is, I wonder what happens if you mess up the spin attacks on the third phase.
I think he'd probably get another chance to Skyward Strike him, right? That's what happened to Mario.
If you time out, I'm not sure, because I'm pretty sure if you time out, like that prevents you from hitting his eye with the Skyward Strike. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure that Tado figured out that it was the amount of time it takes from when you stun Scaldera to your next hit. I'm pretty sure it's that time window that determines whether or not you soft lock.
So to the next hit and not the last one?
To when you hit him first. Yeah, I remember. I remember that.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what happens.
Hit him within the first 2 seconds of him being vulnerable, or it doesn't work or something. So
yeah,
like,
it's something
use a fairy.
Like you're screwed.
Has Flaha used a fairy yet?
Somebody was about to say something.
Not.
I don't remember.
Okay, I'm the start of his horde was pretty bad, but he's actually managed to take very little damage.
I mean, he did third barrier really well.
Yeah, third barrier was very good. And, I mean, he got hit on the Stalfos, but it was after
I remember being told at one point that soft locking was dependent on how much damage you did, which I realized was not true after I've soft locked and not soft locked with the same damage values in practice.
I'm just going to stick with the longsword strats that are in the dock, because I'm very sick of soft locking on Scaldera.
Right.
Yeah. Shoutouts to
it's just that I could never.
This is so weird.
This is the first time where I actually memorized the strat instead of pulling up the strat doc.
Scaldera's weird. Kalactos regenerates health in his second phase.
Oh yeah, really? Galactos is really weird.
Yeah, so if you mess up the strats and do like more damage than you're supposed to, but not enough damage to kill him, he heals to the health value he should be at.
Oh, okay. Although I'm not really sure how you, because in Rando, unless you have practice sword or unless you're not playing on hero mode, I don't see how you could screw up the second phase.
Yeah,
you can always Skyward.
I mean, I could have maybe like if I didn't have bow and it was in this particular race it was AC required, I could see myself not getting 2 Skyward Strikes in time because I just was not able to Skyward Strike today for whatever reason.
Sometimes I, forget I need to put down the sword before I can Skyward Strike and forget how to put down the sword. Sometimes I can't put my sword straight up and get
sometimes I just drop it.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Into the sword.
Just saying. If this seed had sword dungeon reward,
oh boy,
it would have been a lot shorter for a lot of people.
It would have been good.
Well, I mean, it's the sword hunt,
and I would have been motivated to do LMF.
I don't think that sword dungeon reward is good for SGL, but I do think it's good for 3 dungeons if it's not SGL settings.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think it's better for. I don't know.
Terrible.
I guess
I still think removing requirements is dumb.
Well, with 3 dungeons, you're adding in requirements anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're gonna end up with more requirements with 3 dungeons than you would with 2 dungeons.
Fire Sanctuary, and nobody wants that.
Well, how would that increase the likelihood of getting Fire Sanctuary? They should be.
Well,
The
more
dungeons are like
means-
should be like the
more
first thing that
dungeons
gets.
means you have more chances to get Fire Sanctuary.
Okay, well I guess there's that. But
Also, I mean, if dungeon requirements overlap, like say you get Fire Sanctuary and I don't know, it's Skyview.
they almost always will overlap with 3 dungeons.
But yeah, but they overlap entirely. Like one dungeon requires everything that the other 2 require. That doesn't matter at all. You know, it still just reduces the requirements.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Good night, Arm.
Rip.
Yeah. I think Harm said that
Gearham
like 10
3
minutes
without
ago.
without a
Yeah,
shield.
he did.
Right.
Gearham
Yeah, this
3
is-
with Master Sword and no shield is really annoying because you have to deal
Right.
with his Skyward Strike attacks.
See, here's
and, like,
the thing.
his like weird thing where he summons like a circle of 8 darts and shoots them all at you.
I've
anyone
never
watch
actually
My
gotten
Gearham
that
3?
happening.
I've
Did anyone-
seen that attack a couple times in Rando Seeds where I've not had a shield, but
Did anyone in the
it's
restream
so
see my
slow. It's
Gearham
like worse
3
than
Phase 2?
It's worse than Gearham 1 and Gearham 2 darts, because Gearham 2 darts he'll probably jump, and Gearham 1 darts you can just get rid of them instantly.
Right,
Anyone
were you
see my
saying-
Gearham 3 Phase 2 this seed? Because I have never used a shield on Gearham 3 because I've only ever played Rando and I don't bother buying one. And I haven't learned it yet. And when I try and learn it, you do spin attacks and die. So I'm not used to that yet. I figured out how to prevent Gearham from teleporting in Phase 2.
Right, that's
Yeah,
what
you
I.
just let him
I think if
summon
you're
his
close
sword while
enough, he'll.
staying far away, but then walk up close right as he's finishing this sword call, right?
No, you need to see what I did on this, because I did it perfectly. He never attacked and never teleported.
Like I just go up close to him and he doesn't. He
Okay.
just swings at me with the sword and it's fine.
Yeah,
And
that's what.
I
Yeah, but if you
three-cycled
go
it too, I
close
didn't
too
Skyward Strike.
early, he'll teleport away, which is annoying.
Yeah, and I don't have him walk at me either. Okay, I'll just get the clip of it because it's.
All right.
But
wanna
what
see
I do.
what you're doing.
But I mean, I'm doing it just as fast as any others, as shield strats. And it's not TMS strats. It's TMS strats. Fast, but
Wait, did G3 just do a sword lick? Hang on, I haven't seen that in a long time.
alright, I'm gonna end my stream so I can get the clip. But it's just about like knowing the windows before when he becomes vulnerable before
Loha,
he attacks.
please Skyward Strike him.
And
Well, I'm looking at the races chat, and I remember when we were all like, oh yeah, there's gonna be an extra sword in this seed. Like,
Yeah,
it could've
nobody
been
got
actually
TMS.
so useful. We wouldn't have had to do element.
No, okay, that's why I warned you guys about the overflow. It overflowed and we lost TMS.
Petition to just place 2 of every item, so there's 2 bomb bags, 2 claw shots, so I never go for an entire seed wondering where the heck the bomb bag
10
was.
key pieces.
Yeah, just put I don't know, just add at least 1 extra of every single item. I know actually Hollow Knight Rando does that. Like there's an extra there's 3 Mothwing cloaks, 4 white fragment pieces, 2 Mantis claws.
We
and
should just make
a
every
lot of
item
them.
progressive.
Yeah, when you get
Like
the when you get the
OTR
second
has
one,
progressive
do it.
bow, because like the next ones give you quiver upgrades. Then
Yeah, so Super Metroid Rando, the very, very original version that Desi did, had 4 charge beams placed. And then
Nice.
the other 3, I think, just turned into missile packs after you found the first one. But actually, Link to the Past Rando nowadays, for the tournament settings that they use, they only allow you to get the swords and hearts and bows and other stuff that you would get in an NMG run, and then the rest of them are the first 3 sword upgrades you get are the 3 normal ones, and then the last one gets replaced gets replaced by a green 20 rupee.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't do the second phase strat. It's not gonna work.
Okay, at least he didn't get hit by the Skyward Strike as well.
Yeah, he was so
That can happen
invincible.
sometimes, and you just take like 8 hearts of damage, and it's really sad. Or, well, 6, because of the stun.
I somehow missed the backflip on my first demise attempt. I'm not sure.
Oh no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, poor Flo.
At least he's got a checkpoint before demise now. And
Alright,
not
hang on, I'm gonna
back
mute
at
for a second.
G2
I wanna
or
watch Reed's
G3.
clip.
All right, I sent it in race spoilers, but it's I was really proud of this one because I felt so fast when I finished it. The clip's only 20, so yeah, I do it in like 18 seconds at most.
Let's look at this.
Yeah.
Slash spin attack, yeah, that looks normal.
Yeah, Reed, that's what I was like trying to say. Like, you kind of slowly approach him, not too quick, because otherwise, if you approach him right like in the middle of his sword summon, he'll like teleport away. But if you like approach him slowly...
No, it's how close he is to the wall.
Wait, it's the wall?
It's
Yeah,
how close he is
because
to the wall.
that's how the other Gearhand fights work.
That's why I side hop behind him.
Oh yeah.
Push him
I
away
see.
from the wall. I
But
side hop behind him.
if you try to like slash him while he's summoning his sword, he will teleport away.
Yeah, so
I
it's
know
just
that
knowing
'cause
the
I've done
timing,
it way
because
too many times.
For whatever
There's
reason,
always a window between him getting his sword and him attacking. You just need to be able to hit it.
on G3, like the first part of phase 2, I can never get a horizontal spin attack to work. Like, I'll slash from the right, I'll do a spin attack, and it somehow comes out as vertical, and I'll instinctually stab, and then he counterattacks me. Eventually, I just gave up and just did vertical slashes because I was not getting a horizontal spin attack. I also am never going to upspin G3 ever. It never works. Every time I try to upspin on the big sword phase, I just get a horizontal spinner and it doesn't work.
Upspins are annoying.
So I just do a
But
regular
they're
slash. And
doable. You just kind of have to like really be deliberate about them, and then they work fine. It just for whatever reason, like upspins in particular, you really have to be deliberate about the up motion.
You know the most ironic thing about it? His name is Yao Bad.
Wow. Okay. You know what this is proof of? Kalak Paws wins in the end.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
don't know if that's
Black Paws, baby!
Well, Kalak Paws
Kalak
got
Paws.
third.
Yell
Well,
bans
I got
DSR.
fourth. I had that named. My file name was Kalak Paws. I got
Mine was
fourth.
Cat Jam because I had random music and custom music.
Let's
Another reason I'm
was
sad you
also
guys didn't
Kalak
see.
Paws.
Another reason I was sad you guys didn't see because I had some pretty Cat Jam music today.
At least my custom textures were mildly entertaining.
Oh, that reminds.
Yeah,
that reminds
that
me.
headstone
That
thing.
that fucking.
Speaking of
That's 3
or music random, I remember so guess what my Laneru song was?
What?
It was LMF. It was
Nice.
it was like even the music rando, which has nothing to do with like the race seed, it was like, please go to LMF. And I didn't do it.
Mine was Feist theme. And Feist theme is this weird thing where the second stream is like the same thing, but it's like slightly muffled. Okay, hang on a second. I will be right back.
You got it, Floha. You can do it.
Come on.
This is the easiest part.
No, it's
Nope.
not.
No.
It's not the easiest part because he didn't get he didn't like finish the first phase with 3 knockdowns. He did it with 30 hits.
Oh,
And
is there a difference?
If you do it with 30 hits, then the second phase threat just doesn't work. He won't be staggered.
Oh,
like the 2 spin attacks won't stagger him, and he'll just kill you.
Okay, I'm glad I know that now, because that's never happened to me, and it was gonna happen to me one day.
Yeah, like if you mess that up, like the best strategy is to just try to like hit him with lightning 3 different times, because then you can get, if you like attack him constantly when he's stunned, you'll be able to get 20 hits to knock him down the second time. And then the third phase you can do normally.
Wow, Floha's actually leaving?
I think he might be getting a fairy.
Well,
getting a fairy, healing up, increasing the amount of hits he has by quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's an extra.
I guess I'm ahead of
5.
the restream. I guess I should look at the actual restream. So in about 30 seconds, you will see why I'm confused.
Is he getting a guardian potion?
Oh, that might actually that would be reasonable.
That's my first thought.
If he's doing anything other than buying a guardian potion, I'm gonna be incredibly confused.
Yeah.
Maybe a shield. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean a shield would. Yeah, I guess if Floha hasn't really practiced the shieldless strats, then getting a shield would also be reasonable.
Yeah, when I was trying to do the shieldless,
I am Mr. Shieldless strats. I don't know the shield strats of anything.
Yeah. When I was trying to do the shieldless strats against Demise, I like kept doing the quick spin, except I didn't jump slash first, like I just backflipped. Like, spinning the joystick furiously and nothing happened.
I want the restream to know that 64 is threatening admin abuse on me for using clock pause.
Hey, I didn't actually do it.
Yeah, but you, yeah, I swear. Okay. Well, looks like he's getting the shield. This is where it would be nice if you had amiibo functionality in Rando.
I mean,
although I guess amiibo doesn't work in Hylia's realm, but it would still work in.
Oh wow. His
there's
pouch
also
was
life metal.
full.
At least he has 9 hearts now. But why did he get the life medal when he already had 9 before?
Yeah, it's not going to change
I don't know.
anything.
I guess he was just rearranging his pouch, and he's like, "Oh,
unless he gets a guardian potion, that's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I think Floha
Sure,
is relatively tilted right now.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Definitely.
He is tilted since he saw the hint.
I mean, if I saw that hint,
Do
you know,
now.
Yeah.
Before,
Show us,
so
go show us what it
understand
is, since apparently nobody knows.
He got the hint for it.
Oh.
It's in Shipyard.
I mean,
yeah, I only
if
paid
I had
attention to
gotten
the
that
sword
hint
hint.
and then gone back to LMF and seen that I opened the bars and not actually picked up the sword, I would have like actually tossed my controller.
Wait, what did you want to know? I've got the spoiler log open.
Hey, I've got the log open. We figured it out. We were wondering what Skyloft Trial had, but apparently it was on Floha's hint stone.
Okay.
Although it looks like Floha opened the trial, but didn't actually wind up going in.
Yes.
Yeah, he exited after finding out it was Elden Trial.
Yeah, I mean I think that's a reasonable play. Like I have done that before.
Yeah, I wouldn't do a trial unhinted if it's that.
If it's Elden.
I almost
unless
did
it's,
the
unless it's
Skyloft.
Elden on Lepe's new easy mode.
Oh yeah.
If it was that version of Elden Trial, I would do that in a heartbeat.
All of the trials have rupees, and one of them has a wooden shield.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
the 2 of them were hinted. I think the The Farron one was hinted, and the Linearu one was hinted.
Yeah.
The other two were not.
So sad that
For
the
the
hash
one.
just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I had 3 unhinted trials at the end of the game, and I was so worried about it.
Yeah, well, I had the trials in the back of my mind, and I almost decided to do the Linearu one, but or not the Linearu, the Skyloft one, but then decided against it, and that's when I went to Sandsea. And
If you're gonna go
If you
all the
walk
way
through
out of your
Skyloft
way
trial,
to get a
you'll
shield,
see.
but not heal.
Oh my god, he didn't.
I
he didn't
mean,
even
at
grab
the
a
same
fairy.
time,
Did he-
like if
did he
he's
catch a-
comfortable
did
with
he
the
catch a
shield
fairy?
strats,
Okay, yeah, if he's comfortable
he's-
with the shield strats, that makes
yeah, if
sense.
he's
Did he at
comfortable with
least
the
catch a fairy?
Yeah, that's
again, if he's comfortable with the shield strats and not the shieldless strats, this makes perfect sense.
if he dies, I'm
Maybe-
never gonna let him hear the end of it, though. I think Lepo was trying to say something earlier, but then never got to.
Well, I was saying sometimes you can deduce from other hints that an important item has to be on a trial. Like if you
Yeah.
clear an entire area, the only thing
I
you
was-
find is a song.
I was thinking that Farron trial was going to be useful because I got Harp. Well, Harper's like the chest
Harp was-
near Goddess Sword, and
Yeah,
then
it was, like,
Feroria's
right
Courage
away.
was kind of early on, and Farron was your starting pillar. So I was like, this. What if it's progression on Farron trial?
Yeah. Well, it was a gold rupee, and it, like, honestly,
That
it
would've
might have
helped.
been better for me than bamboo farming, but of course I didn't know that at the time.
What?
But
Alright, now we can do the second
Gold
phase
rupee?
strat.
Oh, you could have.
I am not more asking.
No, yeah, you're right. You could have gotten a gold rupee from a trial and not had it. I got a gold rupee from doing Baby Rattle Out of Logic though, and that's just faster than doing a
And
trial.
Alright,
there's still
GG
lots to
Flo.
finish.
GG Flow.
GG.
Gee.
Finally.
Out of curiosity, actually, does anyone know if the shield strat or the shieldless strat is faster for the second phase?
shieldless by a
I've heard
mile.
that shieldless is faster.
Alright, cool. Because I always, like, unequip my shield in that phase, even though it doesn't matter if I have it on or off, and do the shieldless strat. And I didn't
one of
actually
these
know
days
which
you're
one
gonna
better to do.
Shield bash
I just
on
do
accident
shieldless
and
because it's
die.
easier.
Yeah, I leave my shield equipped because I don't think I think it literally doesn't matter, and I just
Yeah,
but
I
I
mean-
do the shield. I do shield strap for phase 1 if I have the shield, even though it's I think. Actually,
Yeah,
I want to
same.
say
If I
shield
have a
strat
shield,
in
I'll do.
phase 1 is. Well, actually, no. I don't even know. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah,
But I do
usually
shield strat on
strats in
phase
phase
1.
1 if I have them, and then shieldless strats in phase 2 regardless.
Do you
Yeah,
have
same.
to shield bash 2 attacks from Demise?
No,
Just 1?
you just won.
Okay, then I think shield strats are probably faster.
Ultimately,
well,
I
the
think
thing
I
is,
think I
the-
think SV. Well, I call it SVA strats, but really just the /low/high thing is fastest if you can get it. But
Oh, yeah, no. but
I
that's-
only-
First phase,
that's-
yeah.
I only go
crazy.
for that if I have TMS
And
because
the worst part is, if you screw
this-
it up, his patterns change.
if you screw up the SVA strats, I just do the backflip strats instead, and it works fine.
Yeah, but then his patterns change, so it's hard to knock him down. Because I know that one time I tried those strats, and I actually made it to the second knockdown, but then when I screwed it up, and then when I went to try and knock him down again, I swung right, swung left, and then he hit me. And that happened
Yeah, I
3
think
times before I
after
realized,
that, like, initial counter,
changed.
though, he'll, like, then go back to being, like, vulnerable to it.
No, it happened to me multiple times before I realized what had happened. I thought I was just messing something up at first.
Oh.
I have not heard of that. Like I'm 99% sure that like after he counterattacks, you can just reset it by starting doing the right left thing.
Right.
I have one question. Did I run over the last sword as well?
No.
The last sword was in the chest after boss key in LMF,
Okay.
which
well,
you would have gotten had you not literally just dipped LMF the second time for just the East Wing. I don't know what that was about.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I was like,
We we were confused as to how you left LMF with longsword. Considering
Well,
that,
I entered LMF without bombs. So
yeah,
well,
everybody did
I
because
mean,
it was fine.
yeah. Well, the thing is, well, apparently I am smart enough to press the switch to open the bars, but not to check the chest.
Yeah.
Which apparently I've completely run over, which has completely lost me my run, probably.
Do you imagine if it had not been hinted there?
I don't know. I probably would have done everything else and then come back to LMF to get the remaining checks.
You would have to have gone to LMF to finish because 2 swords are in there.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, Floha.
And guess what the
I
last-
also skipped the sword on that side because I was just like, I'm just gonna hope that the way of the hero item is on the boss, and then I got Water Dragon Scale, and I'm like, okay, the last place I'm gonna go is back into LMF, and that was my mistake.
Yeah, that
Yao
was
the
so
only
dumb,
one who got a sword
honestly.
by boss key. Yeah, I was the only one who got it, I think.
I also didn't want to do.
Mario also got it.
Oh,
I also didn't want to do.
Wait,
I also didn't want to do Scaldera Bombless.
So, was there anything else Way of the Hero on Skyloft Main, or was it the bomb bag and the shed chest? Because I remember after getting Scale, I was like, is the bomb bag just in the shed chest? And I was, because I initially
Slingshot.
thought like it's gonna be
Slingshot
on
on-
like the harp deck or
Slingshot in.
something.
Well, no, it can't be Slingshot because that was hinted.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Wait, where was it?
I believe so.
hinted?
Way of the hero items can't be hinted?
If they're
Well,
hinted
was Slingshot
elsewhere, I
Way
believe.
of the Hero? I don't think it
Lepalog,
was because
final
you could
verdict.
Slingshot wasn't
Well,
Way of the Hero.
Way of the Hero items
more like
can be
CJ.
hinted, but
No.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
But it was not
it's,
the bomb
it's
bag
Ruby,
now.
It's Ruby Tevil and Potion Lady.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
How else would you
Because
have opened Beetle?
I remembered.
Also,
Wait,
there's
was
the bow.
bomb bag
The
not
bow
Oh yeah,
Way of the
you can
Hero
get
then?
bow without needing this.
Bomb bag.
Bomb bag was
Bomb
Way of
bag.
the Hero, but the Slingshot was not.
Bomb
The
bag is
bow,
always
I am
required
assuming
on
the
Third Temples.
yeah, it was bow and Betrow 10 was the other way to open Beetle.
With loose crystals, okay. I just assumed it was Slingshot the whole time.
I wound up getting bow like fairly early, so yeah, I didn't get.
Yeah, I didn't go
I
back to
forget
Betrow after Bat 10, so
I did wind up eventually going back to Betrow because I was looking for my freaking spiral charge.
Also,
for
Raid,
45 minutes.
Raid, you don't need individual crystals for that because Bat 5 was a 5-pack,
Oh.
and there were 5 crystals in Elden, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind then. But I did forget about the bow on Betrow, so I mean, even during the race, I made decisions based
I
on...
forgot about Fire Shield
Slingshot.
earrings in Elden. So when I got Ballad of the Goddess out of logic in a digging spot, I was like, okay, that has to be my Way of the Hero. When I could have just gone to Thunderhead, and very well, if there wasn't a key piece there, I would have been confused. So I forgot that I got earrings in Elden, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with when you have to double dip. Well, I guess you didn't double dip because you did the RBM, but like
Right.
when you double dip a location, it can be hard to keep track of all the items that you found there. Because it's like you start looking for something and then a half hour later you come back and your memory of what you did previously is hazy.
It's also very
Even
easy to
without-
misread a Way of the Hero hint when you forget that an item you've already gotten locks to the hint that you're looking at.
No, it's... The thing about the way the hero hints is I mean, you can even... It's so easy to forget, even if you're writing them down, because
Right,
you
yeah.
can't have time to look over all the time, you can't keep track of everything you got. I forgot
Right, yeah.
that water scale was the way of the hero item in LMF. Like, I knew that at one point, and then forgot, and when I was looking for the sword at the end, I made like 100 misinformed decisions based on water scale and Skyway of the hero. Remove key pieces.
Just have open, like, instead of open LMF, it's just open every dungeon. Like,
Earth Temple is the only one that I still really mind. And Fire Sanctuary is open by default, so.
Fire Sanctuary is open by default.
We just
So
need
is
a
Cistern.
reasonable ASM hack.
Yeah, the only thing
to
is
reduce
Sand
the
Ship.
Number of key pieces.
Sand
that
Ship,
are
I honestly
required.
don't care whether or not it's open or not, because C-Chart is a much better dynamic than key pieces, because C-Chart, the RBM for it is actually quite long. It's like 4.5 minutes or so.
And
So
it's
there's
really
incentive to
nice.
find the one item.
There's a lot of thinking that goes into like what order you get the Cave's Key and the Sea Chart in with Way of the Hero hints. I actually like Sandship a lot until I get inside of Sandship.
Right. Yeah. The fact that Sandship 90% of the time is just front-loaded with the or back-loaded with the treasure room is just kind of sad.
Yeah. 6 checks behind a full-length dungeon puzzle.
It is what it is.
This scene was garbage.
100% agree.
Yeah,
If it weren't
I
for the
originally
rupees
thought
at the
the seed
beginning.
wasn't bad, but then when I saw what everybody else did, I realized it's just because I did what I did.
The rupees at the beginning were the only real reason I don't like this seed.
Yeah,
Right,
that
yeah.
was dumb. Like, well, I
Sword
mean,
locations aren't
Okay,
that bad.
if I didn't have Ruby Tablet, I would have been really mad, because then I can't out of logic my way out of that. I have to farm the rupees.
Yeah, you can.
You
Well, you
either-
could do early Thunderhead with like Skyview.
Yeah, but there's a
Crystal,
gold
but-
rupee on Skyloft that I got.
Okay, well, how are we
You know
supposed to
what?
avoid that?
What annoyed me was that either you
I mean,
needed
can
to
still
double
have your
that
logic out of
LMF,
it. That's what I'm saying.
or you needed to go to Sansi, both of which sucks.
Yeah,
Sansi's not that bad.
it's both of the things in Mapful.
I mean, Sansi's kind of annoying because like, Betro 40 had the whip and
Oh
like,
yeah.
but nothing, and Betro was like literally useless otherwise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the bow is, I'd say, fairly useful for
Well,
LMF.
yeah, but
Well,
you don't need,
yeah.
you don't need
It's just a
to go to
utility
Betro
item.
ever. Meanwhile, I picked up 10 individual crystals and wasted a lot of
Oh, man.
time.
I picked up 5.
Yeah, I picked up 5 as well.
I picked up an extra
Oh.
5 to get at 30, even though I only knew, because I was hoping for bombs, even though I could only be on one of them.
Did
Because I
everyone
got
get
the hint for bat 30 being crystal.
How many people went straight to Colin's letter after getting Harp? I did not.
I didn't.
I did not, and
I
I was
went
thinking.
there straight
I was
for-
thinking
I did the
after doing
farm.
Earth Temple, I was like, okay, if there's progression on Colin's letter, I'm gonna be very mad.
I
I
did
did it
it after I
eventually, but
did.
it took me a while.
I did it.
I
After
just
reformed
reflex-
and-
Yeah, I just reflexively do it because, like, Academy seems to be Way of the Hero a lot. So I was just trying to preempt that. But of course, like, I think everything in the other, like, Zelda's Heart Piece and Colin's Letter were both junk.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to leave now. But GG's.
Yeah.
I might be doing the salty run back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I might be as well.
Fuck
depending on what
ass.
kind of-
Sounds
I
fun,
guess
but
the
I
mission to get my points back is not going to happen.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna watch the seed while I do some work. Have a good night. It was a very fun race.
Alright, see ya.
So yeah.
As soon as I figure out how to leave a Discord call.
Oh well.
So yeah, I guess that means it's time for me to wrap this up. GG's to all the runners. Apologies for the seed, I guess.
Gotta be
That's
sorry
which
about
roll.
that.
And I blame the...
Sorry for jinxing it from
Yes.
me.
That's the real reason the seed was bad.
Yeah, I think
okay,
This
okay.
someone calls them a
Great,
baby
so
seed.
I know who to blame.
you can always blame me, Flo. You know that.
Okay, that's good to know.
Actually, wait, can we just blame CJ for not rolling the seed? We were all gonna blame him if the seed was bad.
Idea.
Since
We
he
blame
didn't roll-
CJ.
Since he said he was going to and then didn't roll it, can we blame him for not rolling it?
I don't care.
Yes,
That, works
that
for
sounds
me.
like a good
Alright,
idea.
cool. We're blaming CJ. Great.
Blame CJ all the way.
But yeah, I do also want to thank all of our trackers. I think they have all left already, since the seed did take quite a while. But we had Hamjan, KidCode, Pac-Man Power Ghost, and Pikachu's Love and Life tracking. And on commentary we had Sandra and August 40, who also already had to leave. So yeah, huge thanks to them for making sure this restream worked and taking us through it. We're going to be raiding over to ZeldaSpeedRuns main here, where the Ocarina of Time Randomizer NA Weekly just started a bit over half an hour ago. So stick around if you're interested in that. Keep an eye on the schedule for more Zelda-related content. And with that, thank you for watching.